everybody! Have you heard about the Drunken Peasants Patreon? It helps support the show while getting you some cool perks. Check it out! For $1 per month, you get to use our exclusive fan chat that appears at the bottom of the screen on every episode. For $5 per month, you get 2 new private shows, including Actual Mania, as well as our back catalog of private shows, plus all lower tier perks. For $10 per month, you get all of our monthly video content. This includes multiple post shows, our monthly reviews, our back catalog of all that content, plus all lower tier perks. For $15 per month, your name will appear in the ending credits of each DP episode, plus all lower tier perks. For $25 per month, you get to take part in our monthly booking committee hangout to help us book our Patreon content for that month, plus all lower tier perks. For $33 per month, you get an exclusive piece of DP merch each month, plus all lower tier perks. For $50 per month, you appear in the opening credits for each DP episode, plus all lower tier perks. For $100 per month, you get to join us as a guest on an episode of the Drunken Peasants podcast. Plus, you guessed it, all lower tier perks. Visit patreon.com/DP now to become a patron of the Drunken Peasants podcast.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast.
I gotta get away with this. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast. This is episode 1338. Doing it live, back again, 1338. Welcome back, everybody. And we've got Drew. He's been on the show before, but not by himself. You guys probably remember him. He was in the studio here with Scoot one time. He's Scoot's co-host on The Worst Year of Our Lives, and he's his tag team partner. It's good to have you back, Drew.
Meowdy. Meowdy, everybody.
So you said finally we're going to have a real handsome cat on?
Yes, very handsome and less educated, so enjoy that.
Yeah, the cool thing is that you're not when it comes to like the stuff we play on the show, you don't really know too much about it, which I like that. I like to expose people to this world.
Yeah, genuinely, last time I was on, I did not know anything you had shown me.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to do this.
I like that because it's a review for most people, but I think they kind of like to watch people experience it for the first time. So
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy it. Everyone out there, please like the stream. And also, yeah, we have our weekly tip goal up. And everyone's like, Ben's alive. What? You thought I was dead? Okay. So, well, on the last show, I was like in rare form drunk. Like I was in like rare, crazy, rare form drunk. Stripped down to my skivvies and all that shit. So, yeah. I mean, you guys have all seen it before. So you guys know. You guys know. Anyone who's been watching the show for any length of time knows. Every now and then there's going to be a Ben blackout drunk stream. So that's what happens. Everyone please like the stream. We appreciate it. And so King Cobra. You're familiar with King Cobra, but you probably don't watch him that much, right?
You showed me last time, and that was the first time I'd ever seen anything or even heard the name, I think.
Yeah. So he's been around for a long time. And he, at first, he didn't really have a big audience. It was kind of a niche audience. And then over time, it's grown by leaps and bounds. And he got to 100,000 YouTube subscribers a few days ago, and then a bunch of trolls all unsubscribed all at once and got so he was at it for maybe like a day, and then it just all went away.
That's so heartbreaking.
Yes, yeah. So we're gonna check it out. his announcement that he was over 100,000, and then the aftermath. We have an intro that we play for Cobra now. This is it right here.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
All right. Yeah, that's it. The person who edited it, I was like, hey, I want it to be almost like a 1980s sitcom intro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, I got that. I feel that. I feel that.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And originally they called it Empty Apartment because it was always him alone in his apartment, but then he got like a meth head girlfriend. And
yeah, I was gonna say those three other people are all news to me.
yes,
I've never seen him with another human being.
It's crazy. One of them is his old buddy Cool Taste, who I think he's in a feud with. Another one is his dad. His dad was the bald guy.
I gotcha.
That he was sitting next to him, and then Methica, Jessica broke the 6-year sexual dry spell of King Cobra.
Congratulations.
I mean, at first I was kind of proud, but she's a psycho and she got him kicked out of his apartment because she screamed at him all night. She lives all the way on the other side of the country and she comes to visit him. She's come to visit him twice. And the last time she screamed at him all night, and then he got news he was getting kicked out the next day. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He just keeps taking L's.
Yeah. All kinds of L's, but in his mind, they're all wins. That's the beauty of King Cobra.
That's the beauty.
Yeah. So here,
even when you're losing, you think you're winning.
Exactly. And he's definitely there. And when bad things happen, it's never his fault or now Jessica's fault. It's the trolls doing it to him.
Those rotten trolls.
In this case, though, it was kind of the trolls. Here he is announcing that he hit 100K.
What's up, Facebook? We chilling like rock stars.
And he's streaming he's posting videos on Facebook because he also got a strike shortly after she left too. But if you notice, his apartment is empty. There used to be a couch behind him and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's about to leave. He was trying to keep it all a secret, but apparently his girlfriend put it out there that he's moving to a trailer. So, which in some ways it might be good for content if he's moving to a trailer park, because there's going to be a bunch of new characters coming around. And then also he can't get evicted from a trailer necessarily because he owns it. So
Now I got 100K subscribers on YouTube. That's what's up. We celebrate with a little drink combo action. You got a vitamin water, tropical citrus, flavored, other natural flavors, 60 milligrams of caffeine, 100% vitamins.
He loves to do this. He loves to read through the ingredients. He'll take, like a $20 large pizza and add so many toppings to it, it ends up being like 3 times as much in price.
I think we watched a video where he ate something like that.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones I got exposed to, and I was like, oh, well, here we go.
Yeah,
this is what I'm getting myself into.
The biggest upcharge with a pizza is toppings, and it's ridiculous. It's not worth adding more than 2 toppings unless there's like a deal on it, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah, no, yeah. I agree.
If you've ever had Mod Pizza, they have a rare thing where like the pizza costs the same whether you have no toppings or you choose every topping on the menu.
Well, then why wouldn't you choose every topping on the menu?
People do that, but I guess they have to bake it like longer to cook everything.
But
but
it's not just mush.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because it's so much extra stuff. And you're going to get like small amounts of each thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you can't. I think it's kind of an interesting business model, but I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Mod Piece is good. You guys don't have that up there, do you?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Probably health regulations against it. Our country doesn't let us have anything fun. They give us and then they take it away. They gave us Quiznos, they took them away.
Damn.
They gave us Carl's Jr.'s, they took them away.
Damn, I had no idea. I noticed there was Church's Chicken up there.
There's Church's,
yeah. They don't even have that around here. At least, like, not in my immediate area. Maybe, like, in Tacoma or something.
They like, rebranded it, too, so that it's not just Church's Chicken. Now it's, like, Church's Texas Roast Chicken or something.
Something like that.
Name of it is now. You're like, it's the same thing. You can't just add words and it's fancier. It's the same recipe.
Well, we have, like... I can't remember which is which, but there's Boston's pizza and Boston pizza. Like in the States. Yeah.
It's Boston's in the States and it's Boston here. But then during the pandemic, like 80% of them closed down. So there's only a handful left up here now. And it was like a staple. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
But now there's like 6, maybe 8.
Yeah. I had never even heard of it, but I went to, when I was living in Ohio, they had one right next to the hockey arena there. So I thought...
Smart.
Yeah. So I had never had one, but it was okay. It wasn't too bad.
It used to be real good. They used to make spicy pierogi pizza. I don't know if they still do.
Oh, my God.
But it was like, like the toppings of a spicy pierogi, and then right in the middle, they would just put like a giant dollop of sour cream.
Oh, my God.
You would just take a spoon and you would like spread it to all the corners of the pizza. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do it or not, but that was real good.
I love pierogies, and I've never thought about them on a pizza before. That's interesting.
It was real
B3,
good.
B5, B6, and B12, vitamin C and electrolytes, nutrient-enhanced water beverage. This stuff is pretty fucking tasty. Not a sponsor.
He always does that. He always has to mention that it's not a sponsor, as if we think he's sponsored by vitamin water.
I mean, if you're gonna get sponsored by somebody, you go for the vitamin water.
Yeah.
Although I think they're owned by a Coke or Pepsi or somebody like that.
Yeah. Most of that boils down to like 2 companies, and I'm surprised he didn't pour booze in it, because normally he's boozing up some of this stuff.
Well, he said mix. Didn't he say a drink mix? So I was expecting him to say like, oh, I put whatever.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's just drinking vitamin water.
Yeah. Because for a while he had a bottle of Everclear, which is like 95% pure grain alcohol, and he was mixing that with everything.
Oh, my God. I think we watched a video of that before, too.
Yeah.
The first time I saw
Yep.
I want to combo it with a little bit of coconut rum.
Oh, there he goes.
I don't feel like drinking all this in one sitting because that's just unnecessary, but...
Drew, hi.
There you go. You're getting some love.
Hello, Caraxa. It is nice to see you and speak with you or at you or whatever. Oh, apparently there is a Church's in Tacoma.
Yeah. Juma said that. Yeah, and he lives in Tacoma. He's come to a couple of your shows before. I met him in person at a couple of your wrestling shows.
Oh, good thing he got to them earlier.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that like on the live show, but I did get.
Know, it's whatever. It is what it is. We haven't told a lot of people, but yeah, I'm fine with it. Anyways, we can continue what we're doing, and if we get back to it, we get back to it.
Yeah.
Make this last the weekend. Yeah.
I somehow doubt
that. No, he goes through it so quick. Like, I can't feel quite as bad about my alcoholism as long as this guy exists. But once he's dead,
look out.
Yeah, I mean, he's 10 years younger than me. That's crazy. Dude is 33 years old. Yeah.
He's lived a long, hard life.
Yeah.
I would have said like over 40.
Yeah. Most people would. I mean, part of it is he went bald early. He went bald young. So that's part of it. But also, like, he's just been hard on himself. And there's like a noticeable cognitive decline if you go look at like a video from even like 2 to 3 years ago, because he started huffing like aerosols and shit like that. And that's not good for your brain.
That's not good for anyone's. But I just realized he's got Ozzy tattooed on his knuckles.
He does. He's a huge Ozzy fan, and people troll him all the time, telling him that Ozzy died.
Ozzy was the worst concert I've ever been to in my life. It was like 2003 or 4, and he let Jack pick the bands that opened for him, and he picked like everybody. It's all a bunch of like old school Black Sabbath guys who were there to see the concert. And the openers were this Canadian rap rock group called Project Wise, and Canadian like alt rock band, the Tea Party. Do you know the Tea Party?
No, I haven't heard of either.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? I think I have heard of the Tea Party before.
Yeah, Tea Party were like real big in the 90s.
Okay.
But they're like kind of like sort of softer, like alternative rock. Anyways, the Project Wise guys are like in their mid-20s. They're a rap rock group. And the lead singer guy jumps into the pit and is trying to get everybody to like mosh with him while they're doing their stuff. And everybody was taking full-on swings at him.
Oh my God!
Just, like he took a couple real good shots, and then he got out of the crowd, and he was like, "I want to thank all these fuckers for, getting wild and crazy with me," and they're just booing him. And he's completely oblivious to the fact. But anyways, Ozzy comes on, and it was during like prime, like perked up Ozzy, so he didn't move. He stood in one spot with both hands on the mic and just leaned his head forward and just very slowly rocked. And there was quite a few songs that he completely stopped singing, and Zakk Wylde just had to come up to the front and just like guitar riff for 20 minutes so that Ozzy could sort of like get himself like back acclimatized to the situation. And it was horrible. And it was like $80 or something.
What year would you say this was?
Like 03 or 04, maybe 05.
Okay.
But like, yeah, he had just put out a new album and it was like real big, and yeah, it was horrible. Like the Tea Party was the best part of the concert. And all these old guys in the crowd are just pissed. They're all wearing Black Sabbath shirts from the 80s that are like too small for them. And they, and they look like Sabbath fans. And here you've got like some 20-year-old rap rock guys. And yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I've never seen Ozzy, but I couldn't even imagine like having his son pick the opening bands is a big mistake. Yeah. And that would have been back when his son was like a kid, right? Yeah,
I think he was like this. I think he's the same age as me, so he would have been like 17, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, he quit before the top. I don't like that. In there.
He doesn't want to overflow it by mistake.
Like Malibu and Parrot Bay coconut rums are also pretty good. But this one's one of my favorites. Rum Haven coconut water is pretty fucking delicious coconut rum. It's made with real coconut water, pure cane sugar, Caribbean rum. And it's a hearty 21%.
I've never seen a genuine emotion from Cobra aside from pure rage. Like he's celebrating hitting 100,000 subscribers, and does he look happy?
Nope.
I've never heard him genuinely laugh or anything. I've seen him freak out and get angry and break things before, but I've never seen him genuinely smile or be happy.
There's a deep, dark, haunted soul inside that man.
There is. Yeah, he's the Prince of Darkness.
Free.
A little more.
Yeah,
a little more. You're almost there.
Whoa, he's good at this one.
That's why he's giving you the little like,
I'm like, what's he gonna say next?
That is refreshing. Delightful. The coconut rum complements the tropical citrusness of this vitamin water beautifully.
He's a connoisseur.
Of course. Only the finest vitamin waters.
Yeah.
to bigger and better things.
All right, so there's that video. And then this morning I looked on Facebook and he posted this. So bunch of YouTube trolls subscribed to my channel to make me think that I had 100K followers, but then mass unsubscribed, bringing it down to 99K, which I think now it's like at 98K, just to fuck with me. It's sad how I rule their sad life, lol. Yeah. Yeah, and go ahead.
I was going to say, like, the video does not seem like a man who's celebrating anything. It seems like he's being forced to apologize for something.
Yes.
Like, that's the tone of the video. It's not like not a lot of people can get 100K subscribers on YouTube, and he's treating it like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I guess I have to come on here and say that I did this thing and like whatever, I'm sorry. Like that's the tone of it. It's weird.
It is weird.
It's creepy.
Yeah. He's very nonchalant, and I've never seen positive emotions come from him. It is very straight. Or maybe though there was a part of him that thought maybe the trolls were going to pull this because there was word out there. And when I say the trolls, most people that watch him are trolls, but there's like malicious trolls that like want nothing but the worst to happen to him. So, yeah.
Yeah, not enjoy the madness people, but try and create the madness people.
Yes. Yeah,
I hate those people.
Yeah, they go a little too far because they call the cops on him and that kind of stuff. He had this cap gun that looked like a real revolver, and they called the cops, being like, "Hey, we were watching this guy on the internet, and he's waving a gun around, and he's super drunk." Yeah. So, and I see Scoot in the chat right now. He's here trying to steal your thunder. He couldn't handle it that you're on here without him. Wow.
Only one pretty kitty at a time, and I'm the prettiest kitty. Get out of here! Nobody wants you here.
So because there's been a lack of Cobra content later, like recently, because of all the like he's been suspended and all that, people have been going through his back catalog and editing new videos. And here's one where they're doing the Back in Time series, this channel, the Boglum Chronicles channel. Here it is.
What's that one movie where the dog reincarnated?
Oh, Scoot, you don't have to leave. We're just giving you shit,
back to
buddy.
the same girl. You know the movie, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the trolls tried to get me kicked out of my last apartment. It didn't work as the way they thought it would, because I ended up upgrading to a sweeter apartment. See me shave my pits for $50 on YouTube? That's ridiculous. You guys are silly.
They paid him $50 to shave his pits.
What's up, YouTube? Chilling like a rockstar villain. So Mickey still has their pull-apart donuts, but if I want to order it with DoorDash, gonna have to order it in the morning. So I'll be better off just going to the restaurant and doing the food hack there, to be honest.
Yeah, the amount of DoorDash fees this guy paid, because he doesn't drive. He actually has a vision problem, for one thing, that kind of would keep him from driving. But he DoorDashes everything. And I'm just thinking of all the DoorDash fees he probably has to pay. It's probably ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, your boy Cobra's got a wicked sick McDonald's food hack sandwich in here in my brain that I want to do, and it's gonna taste so fucking good and blow up the internet. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, did you see Cobra's new?" You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. I literally had an epiphany while watching Rick and Morty.
Oh God, I don't like how this is starting.
Rick said, "Hey Morty, I'm not responsible for every shitty Rick out there." And the epiphany was, I shouldn't feel bad because, you know, I want a girlfriend and fucking an of-age girlfriend, and I shouldn't feel like shit because there are some guys out there that are pieces of shit.
You know what? People were surprised that he chose the girlfriend that he has right now because she's like 39, so she's got a few years on him, and you know, she's not, because he's into goth chicks and that kind of stuff. But what they forgot is that he has very basic requirements. It's
of age.
Yes,
legal of age was one I can remember.
Yeah, so it's of age, cisgendered, non-related, alive, consenting, human female.
Yeah, you hit almost all the bases there.
Yeah, that's very basic. Things we would normally just assume, you know, like if you were like, oh, I like blonde women, and I was like, oh, well, do you like them alive? Do they have to be alive? Like, that'd be such a weird question.
No, I like them dead.
yeah, like what?
I can't control what other guys do. I can only control what I do, you know? Went to a friend's house, celebrated my homie's birthday, and the BB gun my friends got for his birthday was well received. Like, it made me feel good, YouTube.
Someone in the chat just brought up he used to say STI free also, but stopped doing that.
Well, you catch something, then you're gotta change it up what you want.
Yeah. He also added to the non-related that up to third cousin. So, but and strangely enough, it was shortly after he went to a family reunion. So me and Billy were thinking that he had a hot third cousin or something.
Yep. Didn't know about her until he got to that reunion. Now it's all he thinks about.
Yeah, at least for the time being. After the reunion, he strangely changed that right after.
Farted, but no, seriously, it made me feel good. And it's not going to do me any good because McDonald's ain't going to sponsor my ass. I cuss, I smoke, and I drink on my channel. That's just not family friendly. And I don't even care if they sponsor my ass. I love doing fast food hacks and grocery store food hacks. And then putting them on YouTube and being like, hey, YouTube, look at this. Potion time, baby. Drinking some Bud Light Lime out of the Potion Time glass. Kicking ass and taking names, YouTube.
Yeah.
Bud Light Lime, gross.
Yeah, I don't even like Bud Light by itself.
No.
So lime, yeah, I'm just not in it. And you know that's not like pure lime juice. It's some kind of weird food additive.
Yeah, it's an extract that's mimics lime, but it's not actually lime.
Yeah.
I love at the beginning, I love that he very casually spilled the drink on himself and didn't acknowledge it.
He does that all the time.
Little swish of that glass and then whatever, doesn't even look at it. He's just so used to it.
He has this weird thing where he's constantly swirling the drink around in his glass, and then every now and then he'll look down into it like it's a telescope. Or a microscope or whatever.
He's looking to see if there's more down there.
I don't know.
If I stare deeply enough into it, more will appear.
People have made videos depicting what he actually sees when he looks down in there, and sometimes
really,
yeah, someone made it look like he was on a DMT trip or something. It was all psychedelic and crazy. It was pretty amazing.
Just seeing how slow mode pisses off my trolls and my haters. I want to keep doing it just because it pisses them off. Even if it doesn't piss them off, I like having slow mode on. Yes. The only reason I deleted my 6-hour live stream was because I was supposed to stop it before going to bed, and I didn't. And I passed out, and then I woke up, and I was like, fuck, the stream's still going? God damn it. I didn't want to do a sleep stream. Then delete.
That has happened many times. Multiple times. And like, they'll use it as a reason to call in a welfare check on him. So there was one time he passed out in his chair, and they called a welfare check, and the cops showed up. And after they left, he freaked out and like screamed so loud. It was unbelievable. And that's
at the street.
Yes, yeah, because he's like, I'll call, if I need the cops, I'll call them myself. And he's all screaming. That's why, I mean, the only thing I've ever seen come out of him is just rage. It's unbelievable.
All he knows.
You know what? Your comment gets deleted. It pisses off your fans too. That's what's up. At least I'm allowing my fans to comment on my live stream. So get fucked, you dumb troll. It's the truth. It's the goddamn truth, YouTube. Yes. Yeah. Lucky Lipper is my favorite outlaw dip so far. I've tried Lucky Lipper and Wild Watermelon. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of watermelon flavor, Outlaw's watermelon.
Yeah, that's another way he's aged poorly. His teeth are like his front teeth are chipping away because he doesn't brush his teeth. And if you look at him just like 3 years ago, his teeth were there and they were fully intact, but now they're disintegrating in his mouth. And it's because he doesn't brush his teeth and he smokes and he uses chewing tobacco. That'll melt your teeth away like nothing.
Yeah. I'm getting the hint from all these comments about doing a mouthwash review or a toothpaste review.
Yeah.
Dip is delicious. Some of my favorite dips are Skull Peach, Skull Cherry, Copenhagen Wintergreen, Copenhagen Mint, Copenhagen Black, Redman, Levi Garrett. A dip drink combo? No. You don't drink dip, you dip it. You chew it and you spit it. What kind of... You people are nuts, man.
He did kind of, you know what? He did kind of laugh a little bit at that. So
a little.
Yeah.
A little chuckle.
Yeah. That seemed genuine.
You need to get a life. Rehab's a joke, to be honest. Like, my alcohol consumption doesn't personally affect anyone. I've seen people who drink worse than I do, and that's no bullshit. Like, oh my god, did we sing Cobra drinking on stream as usual? Like, I don't need fucking alcohol to enjoy streaming on YouTube, but when you're dealing with the world's bullshit, sometimes a nice...
You don't need alcohol to have a good time, because you just need alcohol in general.
Beer just helps, you know. People suck at beer. Yeah. No, seriously though, I got like 3 of these left, and let's do it. Let's just do it to it. Yes. I want to do that.
His beard is so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like it's attached to his face, but it's there.
Yeah.
And like it keeps disappearing into his shirt. And I like, his beard? And then he puts his head up. And I don't even know where it's coming from. His throat?
Yeah.
Like it's horrible.
Yeah. He wears that dog collar that kind of throws it off a little bit too, because you can't see his neck at all. So
that's the point.
It is
Maybe
pretty
he wants
weird.
you to think he's got a full beard instead of whatever that patchy business is.
Yeah. He used to wear onions on his head to try and grow his hair back.
And clearly it worked.
Art donut food hack sandwich deal that they've been wanting to do for a hot minute now. Oh, I may have to go to McDonald's itself to order it, and that's fine. Shit.
Marinate those teeth. The comments on these edits are so great.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Potion time, baby. Someone should stop telling you to stop yelling into the monitor, you drunk. I'm not drunk yet, but if you want to see me get drunk, this isn't yelling. This is yelling! See the difference? Do you see the difference? Now, I wasn't getting angry. I was just proving a point. People want to accuse me of yelling into the monitor like a drunk. And I'm like, that's not yelling. This is yelling. And then I assholishly prove my point by saying...
I like how he's walking us through the thing that he literally just did a few seconds ago. It's like, yeah, we saw it. We heard it.
You were here, buddy. You were here.
Yes. Oh, my dad's doing pretty good. He's doing his thing, and I'm doing
off-camera voiceover. Also, that potion looks like Slimer's jizz.
Oh yeah. Yep. Hey, I used to drink Ecto Cooler when I was a kid.
What's that?
It was a flavor of High C, I think. And it had Slimer, like the cartoon version of Slimer from the Ghostbusters cartoons in the 80s and 90s. It's like orange flavored, but it was green. Oh yeah. Here's a they have it on the Ghostbusters wiki. Ecto Cooler.
Yeah. I've literally never seen that before.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they ever had it in Canada, but I grew up on that shit.
Probably not. Huh.
Yep.
Come on, the fuck out of here, Fly. He's doing his thing. But no, it's the truth. Like, people are sitting there going, oh my God, Cobra, quit yelling into the fucking screen. And I'm like, you want to see me yell? I'll show you yelling.
He's gonna yeah, you remember that thing that I did? Yeah, I did that again. Let me talk about how I did it.
I don't even give a fuck if I'm going bald, to be honest. But when the lottery, I'll get hair plugs.
Yeah, that's Cobra's long-term plan, is that he's gonna win the lottery and build his clock tower dream house and get hair plugs. He's got it all figured out. But I've never seen him actually have a lottery ticket, though.
Well, he's just waiting until he's got a winner.
It's like the odds are so bad to win the lottery, but they're literally zero if you don't play the lottery.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. It's like, how is he supposed to win? I don't know.
Fuck DoorDash. I'll just walk down to the nearest McDonald's and do the food hack myself. Oh, geez, what could we have here? People texting me on my phone. Let's see what's up. Let's see what we got. Hold up.
Yeah, like, to me, this is a fake laugh.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
it's like that.
It's like an evil clown laugh, kind of.
That's terrifying. I don't need to see that ever again.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Cobra needs a sex doll. Cobra wears diapers. Cobra is a toddler. Oh, that's hilarious.
He did have a sex doll. He called it Fun Size Felicia. It was the size of a child. And and he got angry and chopped it up into little pieces. Yeah.
Bet you he regrets that decision so much. So, like, it was an
Speaking
like
of Ecto Cooler, didn't Mr. Sinister dunked Baby Cable in a giant vat of that stuff? I mean the techno-organic virus.
Oh, I remember that.
X-Men
Yes.
97 episode 3.
You're right. What was your question?
Oh, no. So the doll was designed like it's supposed to be a adult human woman. It's just small.
Yeah, it had like it had proportions of an adult woman, but it was small. But it was still weird because, you know, it was like 3.5 feet tall, and it was yeah.
Unless you're banging Bridget the midget, I don't think you're gonna be living out your fantasies with that small little doll.
Yeah, it was very strange. Fun Size Felicia.
That is, no, dude. Fuck the sex doll. If I haven't gotten laid in like 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through a 3 to 4 year dry spell. If I went through another like 2 years, 2 to 3, 4 years after the fact, then I'd consider getting one, you know? Which is understandable. There's nothing wrong with getting a sex doll, especially if you haven't been laid in like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I went through another 4 years without having an of-age girlfriend, seriously, if I went through another 4 years without getting an of-age girlfriend, I would consider getting one. The only thing
the emphasis on the of age is so worrying to me.
Yes,
because like it's constantly telling yourself of age, not like it's like a mental thing.
It's intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, don't think of underage. You're saying of age.
Yeah.
And it's very concerning to me that he says it every time.
Yep. Yeah, some people will argue that he's been trained by the trolls, and if he doesn't specify of age and alive and all that, they'll be like, oh, you didn't say of age this time. You know?
So they're going to get him if he doesn't do it. So he's going to do it every single time.
Yeah.
That's wild. What a way to live your life.
I know.
That is passing out on stream like a drunk. This just shows that I live rent-free in my trolls' heads. Otherwise, they wouldn't fucking text me stupid shit like, oh, I hate Cobra. You sit there and you go and get a 6-pack of beer like, yeah, I'm a man. I make my own decisions. And then as soon as you start drinking your beer, your fucking wife comes up and says, I don't want you drinking because I don't like that it wins.
I don't know where this is coming from because he definitely isn't married, so...
Yeah, I don't know what the wife comment is.
He's always trying to talk as an authority on whatever topic he's talking about, but I don't know where this is coming from. Like, I guess maybe this is a stereotype. Like maybe he watched a sitcom that had something like this in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think the burning question that I want to know is, are we ever going to find out what his secret McDonald's food hack he wants to do?
Yeah, I think he had to travel to McDonald's to do it because he couldn't order it the way he wanted it, but maybe he'll elaborate.
No, Josh never mentions not willing to do it with a female hobbit in his long list of qualifiers. Maybe she'll serve him second breakfast.
Ooh, delicious. He would eat it too, but he needs to food hack it.
You know, that's the goddamn truth. The majority of my trolls...
Ben, show Drew that 100% real pic of Cobes watching.
Oh my God. I wonder if I still have it.
A lot of them have kids of their own. They get a boss that fucks with them, and their wife that also messes with them. They're taking crap from their kids, their boss, and their wife, and their life just feels tragic, chaotic, and unpredictable. And the only satisfaction they have is trolling some autistic on the internet. That or they're stuck in their mom's basement. What else we got?
All right, I found it. Hold on a second.
Oh, no.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever wanted.
What else do we have? Because the trolls have no lives. Let's see. Yes. You're too retarded to understand how unlikely it is to win the lottery. Yeah, you know, crazier things have happened. So get blocked. Get deleted,
blocked.
Get ignored.
Get blocked.
Block, delete, ignore. You're just proving my point right here on
You're not ignoring him. You're responding to him on your video.
Yeah.
YouTube. Like, straight up. When I say the trolls are assholes and I live in their head rent-free, go back to bed, you stinky toddler with an alcohol problem. You want to call me a toddler? Says the guy who's texting me, dude. You can't just grow the fuck up and be like, hey, you know what? What am I doing with my life? Like, I'm trolling a 30-year-old autistic who drinks. Boy, you better not listen to your voicemails. You don't.
They always use reverse psychology on him because it works a lot. He has like oppositional defiance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. That tracks.
So when he hasn't live streamed in a while, they'll text him, "You better not go live, boy," and then he'll go live and be like, "I'll go live when I want to." So yeah, it's kind of funny.
Tell me what to do, asshole. This is what people do with their fucking sad lives. You just proved my point. I don't even gotta read your text out loud. Just block, delete, and ignore. You know what the best part about these trolls texting me is I don't gotta respond to their dumb asses, whether I'm drunk or sober.
Josh
It's
is
just
the kind
fucking
of guy that would complain his hand got burned after sticking it into a fire.
It's true.
block, delete, ignore. I don't gotta respond to their dumb asses because I live in their head rent-free. Otherwise, they wouldn't text me stupid shit like that. And you claim you're just doing it for laugh out louds because you hate Cobra. But the truth of it is, you wish you were as badass as me.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's an insane level of self-confidence, and it's to the point of complete delusion, and that's the really interesting part about it. Like, he thinks he can shred like Eddie Van Halen on guitar, but it's some of the worst guitar playing I've ever heard in my life. And he says, I can sing like John Lennon and like the rest of the Beatles, and I can sing like this guy and that guy, but it's totally tone deaf singing.
Just the power that alcohol gives you is insane.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Like the belief in yourself and the belief in delusions is just so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. He does kind of think he's like this once in a lifetime level of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that people feed him.
Yeah.
All these fucking assholes are like, you're never going to get laid again, Cobra. And I'm like, that's as far as you know.
Well, they were wrong. They were wrong.
As far as you know. There are plenty of hot of age single ladies out there for me to fucking date. So, you know, hey, when you're done being jealous because I'm a YouTube celebrity and you wake the fuck up and be like, you know what am I doing with my life? Yeah, I'm getting bored dealing with these fucking trolls. You're being evicted in November for yelling on work nights, smoking indoors, and pouring liquid on the carpet. You're fucking retarded, dude. You are so fucking retarded. Guess what? I have stopped smoking indoors. It's the goddamn truth.
He did. So he got kicked out of his last apartment, and part of it was he was smoking indoors when he wasn't supposed to. But then when he first moved to this place, he was still doing it.
Levels of self-delusional confidence. I did not buy a little girl doll. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Here's the thing, though, about Tommy Wiseau. Dude is successful in like he had all this money to make that shitty movie with, and then that shitty movie became like legendary. So Tommy Wiseau has a justifiable ego in some ways. Cobra, not so much.
Ever since they said you can no longer smoke indoors, I'm like, well, it is what it is.
Not at first.
God, my trolls are dumb. Holy shit, are they fucking dumb. It's just laughable. You're my hero, Josh. I hope you get a big booby goth girlfriend soon. That's of age? Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
I wonder if the of age was in that comment, or he threw the of age at the end of the comment for himself.
Anytime he mentions a woman, it's of age. Like if it's a possible person he would date or whatever. And then anytime he mentions children, he has to say fuck sickos. To like indicate like when I like fuck sickos, you know, I'm not one of them. It's weird.
I would never be one of them, and that's why I have to make sure everyone knows I would never do anything.
You look like an old man. Oh my god, dude. It's like, oh hey, you're so obsessed with Cobra that you're gonna call him things he's not. I know it's not my real landlord, dude. Fuck out of here. No, most of the time I don't even respond to the trolls on my phone because it's just like, what's the point?
You're responding to them in a video, which is better for them. That's why they keep doing it.
Okay, cool. You got my cell phone number. You feel good about yourself? You know, one of my fucking YouTube trolls are just like, wait a minute, Cobra's got some really hot of-age fangirls that want to fuck him and watch his videos. And me sitting here telling him he needs to get laid is just a fucking joke at this point. I wish I was as cool as Cobra. Yeah! And by the way, fuck the trolls. They're a bunch of assholes. If my trolls got even 1/3 of the harassment that I got, they would fucking hate it. But chances are their life is pretty fucking miserable. Otherwise, they wouldn't fuck with King Cobra. Like, oh yeah, here's a 30-year-old autistic who's obsessed with bell towers and clock towers and Cradle of Filth and Ozzy Osbourne and Cobras. Let's fuck with them. That's exactly how it is too, dude. Like, fuck off. But
I mean, that's a pretty cool trifecta of things to be into.
Yeah,
clock towers, Cradle of Filth, and Cobras.
Yep, and Ozzy.
Yeah.
He was one time he was showing this bell that he was like, yeah, I wish I could buy this, but it was like it weighed like tons.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a 10-ton solid metal bell from like a church. It's like, how are you going to ship? You know how much that would cost to ship?
Yeah, you'd never get it.
Right.
Lime and some Mountain Dew. Should we do that drink combo after I drink about half of this in the glass? Yes.
So charming.
Speaking of which, you stop bitching about being single when you've got no kids and no STIs.
There are rumors that changed.
And no driver's license.
Yeah. That is true.
I keep my elders safe, you know? I get tired of my elders getting fucked with. It pisses me off. I prefer hanging out with my senior citizens over people my own age.
That's him signaling even harder. Like, not only am I not a sicko, but I don't even hang out with people my own age. I hang out with old people. So he does this to prove how much of a PDF file he is not.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like, you know, for the most part, old people aren't going to judge me because they've spent their entire life being judged, kind of thing, you know what I'm saying, you two.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Demons are coming out. You're getting out of here.
Yeah, fuck.
Right. Let's make a good mix here.
Oh, God.
Now, ask yourself this question. If you're fucking with King Cobra and friends because you hate King Cobra's videos, maybe you're too invested into my shit. If you hate me that much, maybe you should get some friends of your own.
There it is.
I forgot that he had so many friends in that video.
Somebody
By the way, Shikos. Yeah. You like it, don't you, you Shikos? Open your mouth and take in my big juicy drink combination. You like it, you dirty little trolls.
I saw a request that I play for you these music videos. Cobra inspires a lot of creativity. Mm-hmm. So people make music videos out of him. Here's one.
My wiener doesn't stink.
Nah! King Cobra, what up, YouTube? I live in Casper, Wyoming, and you know what? I love Casper, Wyoming. It's in Wyoming. It's a really, really, really pretty mountain town. All kinds of shit in Wyoming. And I'm like, girls have cooties. In Wyoming, girls have cooties, all kinds of cooties. Girls in Wyoming have cooties. You know what I'm saying? Girls have cooties, and sex is gross. I speak from experience, what little experience that I do have. So I says to myself, you must experiment with the same gender. And you know what? I just, I like the way it feels. Woo! In fact, I've always said, girls have cooties. In Wyoming, girls have cooties, all kinds of cooties. Girls in Wyoming have cooties. You know what I'm saying? Girls have cooties, and sex is gross. Especially if you're straight, trust me. That's weird. That's where babies come from. I'm not trying to be creepy about it. I look at all the chicks who rejected me growing up, and I'm like, who's laughing now? But I digress. And you know what? You must accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I love Jesus Christ. That magical Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, didn't Jesus' blood turn to wine? In the name of Jesus Christ, and just keep doing my thing. And
he would not like that because he's not Christian at all. So, like, if he heard that, he would probably get offended.
You think he hasn't seen this?
I don't know. He's very.
Is he self-aware enough that he knows the memes?
He probably knows some of them. He's very selective with his attention, though. So I am willing to think maybe he hasn't watched a lot of this stuff.
Girls have cooties in Wyoming. Girls have cooties, all kinds of cooties. Girls in Wyoming have cooties. You know what I'm saying? Girls have cooties, and sex is gross.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Girls have cooties, and sex is gross.
Especially in Wyoming.
Especially in Wyoming.
There's one more music video that they were requesting. Here it is.
You know what I'm saying? She said this. What the fuck?
There's Fun Size Felicia right there.
Oh, I don't like it.
See shit. And dude, I'm like, it's just my dick. She said, hey Josh, what the fuck's up with your dick thing? You know what I'm saying? And dude, I'm like, I'm proud of what I got, dude. You want my number? She said, and I quote, I farted.
He told his girlfriend on a stream that her pussy smelled like Wendy's. Yeah, it's very strange.
Wendy's doesn't have a fish burger though, so that's probably good.
It probably smells like chili or something, or maybe like the mushroom Swiss burger or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Josh has cooties from Wyoming. Josh has cooties from Wyoming.
He does.
Feel a little bit of extra, you know what I'm saying? Bit of that smell. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. You're not even the real.
Oh, look, Wendy's is in the chat to tell us he is not a sponsor.
Get banned.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something else.
I'm gonna see that doll in my dreams and nightmares tonight.
Yeah, he chopped it up into little pieces because he was angry. He does that a lot. He smashed his own phone one time. He punched it with, well, more than one time, but he was on stream one time. He punched it with rings on until it just cracked everywhere. And then he was like, I think they sold me a phone that they knew would break easily. So he was claiming that
that's how they get you.
Yep, that's how they get you. The phone was not punchable.
Not punchable. Does he still have the heck's what's the lizard's name?
Puff? Oh no.
Puff.
No.
You got to show him the puppet cobra.
The puppet cobra. I don't even remember that one. He claims that he took the bearded dragon outside, which he shouldn't have because he lives in Wyoming and it was like November, but he claims it ran away. And it's almost definitely dead. It's definitely dead. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no. A lot of people don't like that. That was because everyone was like, you shouldn't have a pet. You can barely take care of yourself. And some people were giving him the benefit of the doubt, but, you know.
I did like all of his stuffies, though. He had all those Cobra stuffies on the chair in the first video. Yeah. That's adorable.
Yeah. He had a few. He had a bearded dragon one, too, for a little while. I think people were sending them to him. But Cobra kept talking about how, like, oh, Puff is going to come out in the springtime. He probably just burrowed into the ground and he'll be back
hibernating.
Yeah.
Those very temperate Wyoming winters where not really that cold, so you can live underground for a couple months, you know?
Yeah.
Not frozen solid for 8 miles.
I'm pretty sure bearded dragons are from like Australia too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I have more Cobra stuff, but I think we'll palate cleanse and come back to that in a moment here.
Sure.
I want to share something with you that made me very happy to see. I'm going to play for everyone the news intro. Here we go.
He called me, sir, and got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
All right.
But then, Puff actually came home but saw Jessica was there, and then he ended himself. Clint Saunders' sex parent.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have that video too. Yeah, there's a video where Puff comes out of his burrow in the spring and he like dances all the way to Cobra's apartment and looks through the window and sees Cobra making out with his girlfriend and then pulls out a gun and blows his brains out. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So I saw this on the news today. This is amazing. Cheeseball Man. This happened in New York City. Cheeseball Man. Check this out.
Why were there hundreds of folks gathered in a New York City park this weekend shouting, Cheeseball Man?
Why do you think people are so infatuated with you?
I think everybody wants to be behind the mask.
It started with these flyers, which have been hanging all over Manhattan for a few months now. They hold a simple message from a masked man wishing to remain anonymous. Come see me eat this entire jar of cheese balls on April 27th.
So he just like flyered around like, come watch me eat cheese balls. And like 2,000 people showed up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect this many people to show up.
Well, they did. The festivities kicked off with a speech, as many took videos for social media. This one currently holds 10 million views. Then Cheeseball Man hyped up the crowd by running around holding a flag with his masked face on it. But of course, finally the time came when the guy going by Cheeseball Man would have to actually commit to consuming more than 2,000 calories of cheddar and cornmeal.
I think it's fun and hilarious, but I'm like, people have a lot of time on their hands, right?
People like wacky shit, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people like weird, like, really obscure niche things, and this is pretty wild and wacky.
It is. It's like people eat cheese puffs all the time. It's crazy that this was like
those like. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the guy, like watching a guy in an orange ski mask eat cheese puffs is just I wouldn't leave home to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. But there's always those massive tubs of them too.
Yeah.
You go into like a Walmart in the US and they're just like these huge fat tubs. Like to me, they're one of the most disgusting things you can put in your body. I hate them so much.
I don't eat a lot of them. Like Costco has ridiculously huge ones. Insanely huge ones.
Yeah. But that being said, I might watch a man eat an entire tub of them. Although I don't like that he's cowarding out and has a bottle of water. I think you got to eat them all and you got to suffer the consequences of dry mouth and not being able to swallow. I want him to choke on the powder because his mouth and throat are not lubricated enough.
Oh no.
That's why I would go. I would go to these things because I always want the worst thing to happen.
There was a moment that I was definitely going to throw up, and then people said keep it down really loudly, so I just kept it in.
I exchanged messages with folks who were there, most of them saying they went because they thought it sounded, quote, hilarious. One adding, quote, even from 2 blocks away you could hear the crowd. After almost a half hour, the now legendary Cheeseball man finally accomplished his quest and then immediately signed autographs. He asked me not to disclose his name, but what I can tell you is that he is 22 years old, just graduated from NYU, and genuinely wants to be more than just a culinary conqueror.
I've been, trying to help people. I clean up the city. I pick up trash.
Are you doing all this in the mask?
Oh, I have to do it in the mask.
Sorry, Cheeseball. By the way, Cheeseball Man says he wants to run this back next year with an even bigger tub. So April 27th, 2025, bring your bib. It's going to get real cheese dusty.
I was wondering if fake Cheeseball men will show up next year. Because he's wearing a mask. There's no way to verify him.
That is true.
Yeah.
Or somebody else just steals his thunder like the day before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why not? Yeah, that's crazy. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, or someone shows up and they're like, I'm Burrito Man. I'm going to eat like 5 burritos in front of everybody. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a funny story, but I would see the flyers and think it was a joke too. I would be like, no one's doing that.
Yeah. And then you hear this noise from several blocks away. You're like, oh, I wonder what's going on over there, like a protest or something. And you're like, oh no, the Cheeseball guy was a real big hit. I should have been there. I told my grandkids I saw Cheeseball guy.
Yep. Yeah, the origins of Cheeseball Man. He'll probably be president someday.
Maybe. With the way your country's going, anybody can be president.
Well, Orange Man. I mean, he's already there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I watched a clip from this Howard Stern interview. Howard Stern interviewed Biden, which is crazy because no sitting president would have let Howard Stern interview them, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he used to ask like people if they were into anal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
make guests sit on those Sibian things.
Sibian, yeah, yep.
Sibians, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. I mean, like his show is so PC now. It's lost all of its edge.
I didn't even know he still had a show. Like this is me learning he still has a show.
Yeah, the craziest thing is he gets paid to do his show now more now than ever before.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. He's almost a billionaire at this point.
That's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. Here he is interviewing Biden. It was a long interview, but I got this like 5-minute clip of it. We'll check it out.
When Obama had his time to appoint a Supreme Court justice, he was going to appoint Garland. These maniacs.
And Howard Stern's wearing a suit. He wore the suit for Biden. Like he never wears a suit. And you know what? Howard Stern is very germophobic. And ever since COVID happened, he does most of his shows from home. He doesn't even go into the studios, usually. But
really?
Yeah. And I saw him come in for Bruce Springsteen, and I see him for Biden. He hardly ever. Yeah.
The big two, the boss and the other boss.
Yeah.
In the Senate said, no way. Not interested. And now we've got a Supreme.
It's so painful to watch Biden. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Court. That's nuts.
Well, it's a really extremely conservative court, maybe the most conservative court in modern history. And when they struck down Roe v. Wade, saying that it was not constitutionally, federal constitutionally guaranteed, it was a state issue. States can make those judgments. And one of the justices, Clarence Thomas, said, it's not that women don't have a choice. They can, in fact, change it if they, in effect, at a state level, like, but we'll see if they have any power. Well, they ain't seen nothing yet. You're going to see what will happen. If I'm elected president again in the second term, we're going to be able to make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again.
Why doesn't he just do it now? He's president now. Why does he need to be reelected for it to happen?
Because you got to make the promise to get, if you reelect me, I will do it, and people will take that as the God's honest truth, and then he'll get back in and go, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything he can actually do, because it would take Congress to make it into a law, and then all he has to do is sign off on it.
Yeah, I don't even know that his presidential powers, it's American politics. I'm not that up on American politics, but he's got the presidential sign off on where he can use this is my one time I'm using the rule, and he can sign off on it. But I mean, Biden's not even really like the Democrats and the liberals want him to be what Obama was, but I was like, he's not.
Oh, no.
He's way more central than anything, and even maybe like slightly right on some things. I don't know. You guys' politics is so weird.
It is weird, but it affects you.
Like
it affects you guys disproportionately too. Like,
yeah, but sadly, what the terrible thing is that when Orange Man was in power, he was actually so much better for our country. Because like getting in and out of the U.S. as a middle-aged white guy was like the easiest thing in the world. Like the trade stuff was better. Our dollar was slightly getting better, even though our dollar sucks. But I mean, when Obama was in and then with Biden in, like it actually more negatively affects our country than when Orange Man was in charge.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like a lot of people will say, whoever's president right now, they're still like feeling the effects of whoever was president before them. So, there might have been prosperity during Trump that people could attribute to 8 years of Obama. It's hard to say. But yeah, I mean, I'm not Obama was young and vibrant and like articulate and, could finish a sentence without stuttering like Joe Biden cannot. So
and god damn did he love to drop bombs. That was like his favorite thing in the world.
Of course. Trump liked it too, for sure.
Yeah. But I think for him it was more about just like being able to do it. It was like I'm the president. I can do this. I don't know about Obama's. I think Obama's were a little bit more tactical in nature.
Yeah, I mean they're all how do I say it? They're I mean the war machine definitely has its way of influencing people. So right. I don't know about Biden.
It's a business, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. War profiteering is a very old business for sure.
Yeah.
Because based on every state in the union being able to judge and get a majority vote.
You would think that
I think we can do that because I think there's going to be a real lesson learned on the mega Republican side of the aisle because we're going to see a whole hell of a lot of state referenda and they're going to want to restore it.
Yeah, I mean, like right now we're not even like the U.S. is not officially in a war, but we're allocating funding to arm people in proxy wars currently, and that'll never stop. It's federal government money that gets spent to keep wars going in other countries, but it's unpopular for us to be like directly in wars. So this is their workaround right now.
And
it keeps the economy going too, right?
I mean, for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, during the Bush days, our vice president was, you know, the former CEO of a war profiteering company. So, and the stock like doubled during that time. So
able to be done.
It is crazy.
Can I tell you a fantasy I had? If you, I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
He sounds like he's medicated.
This is how I would handle it. Tell me if I'm nuts. Well, I am nuts, but tell me if this is accurate. I would stand there on stage with Trump and I would repeat over and over again, excuse me, please find me 11,000 votes so that I can win the election. I would just repeat that over and over again. And then I'd say to the audience, what are we debating? A man picked up the phone and wanted to say, fake the election. Give me.
That will not work against Trump's voting base. They don't care what he does. They love him no matter what.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they wish it would have worked. Like that's the thing.
It almost did. It came real close to working.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so that wouldn't work in a debate. I don't this debate will be a shit show because Biden is incapable of firing back the way I think he needs to.
Well, I think it's a Shane Gillis joke. But he said that, like, you know, Trump's biggest play is going up there and shit talking his opponent until they get flustered. But it doesn't work with Biden because Biden's not there.
Right.
So you can't shit talk Joe into getting frustrated and firing back at you because upstairs there's just some, you know, cobwebs and an old box in the corner that hasn't been opened for 20 years. So, I mean, it's going to be entertaining. It's just so wild that, like, it's the two oldest people running for the presidency since the previous time they ran for the presidency.
Yes.
It's just, there's no way to fix it because, you know, both parties are too afraid of younger candidates, I think. I mean, that's my outside perspective.
They are. Like, Obama was kind of a fluke. Everyone, they all wanted Hillary to get in, and Obama came out of nowhere and started getting enough votes to where they really had no choice. But yeah, we would have had Hillary, who's older, you know. Hillary, I think, would have been the oldest president ever had she beaten Trump.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, and the problem too is, like, you know, Bernie would have beaten Trump, but they were too afraid of his ideas. And I think that's the problem with a lot of the younger candidates is that, I mean, as much as, you know, you and I are in the middle ages, middle age, the people around our age are, for the most part, more progressive minded. But then the generation below us are the ones that are, like, really more progressive and wanting to change things. And so they're like, we have to get an 87-year-old in the White House so that he can make sure that we don't change this, and it's going to be impossible to change this. So when we're all dead, those people can't just make the changes they want to make. It's so, like, your political system is so backwards. Like, the two-party system is crazy to a Canadian who has, like, realistically, there's 5 parties.
Yeah.
And it's just so backwards that it's like, I vote for this guy, or I don't vote. Those are, like, the options. You can't vote for an independent because the independents are never going to come close.
When you vote for prime minister, is it whoever gets the most votes, or do you guys do kind of a dumb thing like we do where it's like you win provinces?
You win provinces.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very much like the American system where it's broken up into counties. So, like, I don't physically vote for the president. I vote for who is, like, the representative of my area, and then whatever political party they're in. And then for the province, which is the equivalent of a U.S. state, whichever party wins the province is what gets the votes.
Okay.
And so, but our country is much more divided than the US because there's, like, you know, in my province, it's the Democrat, we call them the NDP, the New Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
They almost always win in BC because we're, like, the most progressive, like,
so they're more to the left than the Liberal Party.
I mean, the Liberal Party is more central.
Uh-huh.
But even compared to you guys, they're way more left than the Democrats are.
Yeah.
Like even our right-wing party, which is called the Conservative Party, they're so much closer to the center than your Democrats, like Biden. Like Biden would be just slightly over towards the Republican side of the middle, and our Democrats are like right at the, or our conservatives are like right at the middle. So like our systems are very vastly different.
Yeah, I heard that in Quebec there was like a party that pretty much only exists there, and they're like a secessionist party.
They are called the Bloc Québécois.
Yeah.
They can only run in Quebec. They're not allowed to run anywhere else.
Huh.
And they win like everything outside of Montreal and Quebec City. They win every single other territory of Quebec. And I mean, Quebec's the size of Texas.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. But I mean, all that northern stuff is nothing. But you know, it's broken up the same way as the US states are. So like everything outside of major cities is Republican. And same thing in Quebec, everything is Bloc Québécois except for all of Montreal and most of Quebec City, the two major cities. So the Bloc Québécois get the same amount. Like for me, like the NDP win BC, so they get whatever eight seats, but the Bloc Québécois win all of the bumfuck nowhere on Quebec. They also get 8 seats, but then they're only running on the platform for Quebec. Like they're all of their policies benefit Quebec, getting more tax breaks, getting more, manufacturing stuff, trade things. It's not for the country. It's just for Quebec. And they've had, I think two separate votes on seceding and becoming their own country.
I remember both of those.
Yeah, and both times they were like close, but not close enough. And it's kind of died off in the last little while. And the last guy that was in charge was just like a nut. He was just a lunatic. And I think a lot of people soured on the party. But right now, they currently have as much power as the party I would vote for, even though their policies are not, across the board for everyone. And it's wild that they can do that. But Quebec's their own thing. They have their own celebrities. They have their own television stations and shows and movies. It's its own like separate entity within our country. It's such a weird, bizarre place.
It sounds that way. Yeah, you're not familiar with Jean-Francois Gariepi, are you?
No.
He's a Quebecois biologist that we used to have on our show a lot, and he ended up being like this crazy white national. Like he never shared those views with us, but later on he ended up like coming out as like a white nationalist and stuff. And he dated this woman when he was living in the States that was taken away from him because she was deemed by the government to be unfit to like it was basically like a conservatorship. They're like, this woman does not have the mental faculties to date an adult and like have children or whatever. And he told us about her. He was like, yes, she's very low IQ. He was like, I dated he was kind of like bragging about it, but then he had another girlfriend for the past several years that he lived with in Quebec, and she vanished. And the Mounties put out like a missing persons thing for her, being like, we're looking for this woman. She's been missing for like 7 months or whatever. Now it's been over a year. And he sounded so weird about it. Like his explanation about it makes no sense. Like what happened to her. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, that's the thing is they've got their own police, they've got their own kind of government set up, and I guess if it's easy enough to just hide stuff there, and the rest of the country, like we wouldn't even hear about it. Things happen there, and it's like, what? Like, oh yeah, that was like 2 years ago. You're like, nope, I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
That is
it's such a weird. It's its own nation within our nation. It's so weird.
Yeah,
and they're the reason we have to learn French growing up too, even though nobody outside of Quebec speaks French.
That was the older Trudeau that made that happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who a lot of people had considered him to be the best prime minister we've ever had, but then he's the reason why everything has to have French labeling on it, and you have to start learning French when you're like 7 years old. And you know, like I learned French for like almost 10 years, and I do not know a single thing. Like I know very few words. I can't have a conversation in it. I can't read it. And it's like, thanks for wasting my childhood, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they so was it required like it would be required to take English?
Yeah, you have to take it until, I mean, I think every school is different, but I think you have to take it until you get to high school. And then when you get to high school, the high schools have different options. So you can learn Spanish, German, Japanese, like depending on the school, or you can continue to do French. And the way that it used to be for universities is that if you wanted to go directly from high school to certain universities, you had to have a grade 12 equivalent of French. But then eventually they realized, like, oh, not enough people are applying for these universities because not enough people are continuing French. So they're like, let's get rid of that stupid rule. And of course, it's like well after, like, you know, like I'm already an adult. And now it's like, well, I didn't get to go right to university. Also, I didn't do great in high school, but like I didn't do French, so I couldn't have gone anyways. And it's like, yeah, thanks for adding those rules. So there's like, yeah. There's a lot of people that, like, I mean, I don't hate French Canadians, but like, it's just, I can't believe how much we bend over backwards for them because they have the biggest port. And if we lose them, we lose the port.
Like on the Hudson Bay? Is that where?
Yeah, it's like, it's the St. Lawrence River.
Okay.
And it's like, and if we lose that, then, and they become their own country, they're going to like pretty much take back all of the, like, you know, for years of us shitting on them, they're going to be like, well, now you can't get anything unless you deal directly with us. So yeah, it'd be a nightmare if they separated. But
I remember when I was younger in Ontario, they had a grade 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was crazy.
Like, yeah, no, I don't know the reasoning behind it really. It was just like a year for you to sort of like, I think it was to get your credentials higher to go to university. So like if in high school, because the way that our system worked is that you needed to get X amount of credits by the time you graduated. So like you could graduate if you had 24 credits over your final year of school, but like to get into like the bigger universities, you needed like 36 credits. And it was for a lot of people who were like at 32 or 33. And they're like, you can do one more year of high school and you can learn this and this to get those credits and then go to university. I mean, it made sense, I guess, but now you're putting 19-year-olds in the same school as 15-year-olds, which is it's a little creepy.
Yeah. Fuck sickos.
11,000 votes. I don't know how any American who loves this country, that's the end of the debate. You don't get to run if you're going to fix an election.
On January 6th, when they were storming the Capitol.
And a police officer died.
Yeah, and he would say nothing. He was sitting in that office off that dining area off.
Like the way he's talking is how I talk when I'm really drunk. Like the way he's slurring his words and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oval Office.
He just seems
for 3
strong.
hours and said nothing. I was supposed to make a speech on the economy that day. Instead, I made a speech from I was in Delaware on that issue because I was elected president, but I wasn't sworn in yet. I was derelict. It was almost criminal. He did nothing. He just sat there and watched what was happening. Not a single. And now he wants to he calls them patriots and victims. And I mean, and says he's going to pardon them all if he's reelected.
How do some of the guys that you served in the Senate with, I'm talking about Republicans, how are they going along with this?
Well, I don't think, look, this is not your father's Republican Party.
No, it isn't.
This is, you know, I had a lot of Republicans, including the old segregationists that I served with, who at least
the old segregationalist that he served with.
Matters relating to
he's been a member of the federal government for a very long time, like a crazy long time. He got made fun of by Johnny Carson in his Johnny Carson's monologue back in the day, like back in the 70s.
I don't know exactly what the thing was, but I think I remember seeing something about like there was a vote for something that he was like one of the only Democrats that voted against it in, like, you know, like the 70s or 80s or something, and he was like the only Democrat that voted against, or one of the only ones that voted against it or something.
Well,
I remember the exact
there was like this like tougher like criminal penalties for certain things that they felt targeted minorities. That's one thing he gets a lot of shit for, because that was something he supported back in the day. This isn't as bad as that, but he was also known for plagiarizing speeches. People found him like he was like taking speeches from politicians in the UK and just repurposing them. That kind of stuff.
Who's it hurting?
I mean,
do you think anybody in America knows about any speeches from anything outside the U.S.?
I don't know. Somebody found out about it.
People who were out to get him. His face looks like it hurts to talk.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he's in pain just to speak.
I will say he looks very different than he looked even like 4 years ago. I don't know if he got Botox or what, but a lot of crazy conspiracy theorists think that it's not the same guy and this is like an act, like a lot of the QAnon types.
Yeah, of course.
They say that it's not him and that this is an actor and the actual Biden has been dead for a long time and Trump is actually secretly president. Like that kind of.
I have heard that.
Yeah,
I have heard that.
Yeah, but these are the same people that believed JFK, like JFK Jr., who's been dead for like 30 years, and JFK, who would be like well over 100 years old, were both gonna just like show up.
And isn't JFK Jr. in charge of QAnon? Isn't that what they believe?
Something weird
or
like
he
that.
Started QAnon?
Something weird like that. A guy who's verifiably dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like burned alive, and they're like, "Nah, he's alive."
Yeah,
you were totally wrong on civil rights, but the fact is that they understood there's a need for a consensus to run this country, and I gave my word I'd never say the names, and I never will. In the last 3 years, I've had 7 sitting Republican senators.
The way they're speaking makes me feel like this is ASMR. And I kinda want someone to make a spicy Biden ASMR now.
Who are gone now. 7 sitting Republicans call me to tell me, Joe, I agree with you, but
God, he can barely speak.
I didn't understand a single word of that sentence.
Yeah,
and then call me, and then he said, "Like, but what did he say? I didn't hear what the thing before that was. You mumbly bastard."
I can't take it. It's embarrassing. He's too.
Yeah. Somebody said he signed the Super Predators criminal bill in the 90s.
Yes, he did that.
Get me.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you get these calls in secret where guys go, "Listen, I can't say it publicly, but I'm for you and I'm going to vote for you. I'm a Republican, but screw it. I can't vote for this guy because he's talking about ending the democracy."
Well, they're not saying they're going to vote for me. They're saying, "I agree with you."
And do you say to them, "You coward, why don't you say something publicly? Where's Jeb Bush? Where's George Bush? Where are these guys?"
Did you ever hear the story that he told? He like went to this pool that he worked at when he was younger, maybe like early 20s. He was a lifeguard, and he had to kick a black guy out of the pool for having too much like pomade in his hair, and they almost like got into a fight. The guy's name was Corn Pop.
Fat.
You listen here, fat. Yeah, that's a Biden quote. I guess the guy's name was Corn Pop, and Biden was telling this story. Biden was telling this story. He's got a bunch of little black kids standing around him while he's telling this story about how he almost got into a fight with this like hard ass named Corn Pop, and something about like rusty like slicing people with rusty razor blades and shit. It's one of the craziest stories I've ever heard.
Was he a greaser?
I don't know when this would have been.
I mean, he's
80 something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's such a crazy story, and it's like, why are you telling this? Why are you telling this story? It sounds terrible.
Because that's the only thing that's in his brain currently is the memories of being a child and doing racist things.
He said like something about how the kids used to touch his legs at the swimming pool. Yes.
Why? Because they're muscular?
Something about the hair on his legs or something. It's so weird. It's one of the craziest videos I've ever watched with Biden in it.
Why don't they say, "Hey, I'm interested in saving the democracy for our grandchildren"?
Well, I don't think the election's over yet on that score.
What do you think's going to happen?
He sounds like he's drunk, like Harry Carey or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
I can't imagine you're going to lose, but.
Well, look, he's promised if he doesn't win, there's going to be a bloodbath.
Can you
things
imagine?
like that. Here's what bothers me most. We have a fundamentally different value set. For example, when he was in Paris, he wouldn't go to that gravesite.
Did he say Paris?
I heard Paris.
Paris.
And said they're losers, these men and women who were killed in battle defending America. Losers and
another weird thing about Biden is that he has more hair now in his 80s than he did in the 1980s.
Yeah. Well, he got plugs at some point, didn't he?
Yes, absolutely he did.
And his head looks very flat.
His
when they do the more front
on. He ran with some bad dudes. When I went out from work, I was carrying a length of chain that the pool maintenance guy gave me.
Yeah. He was about to fight. Oh yeah. It's a crazy whole story. Corn Pop was a real bad dude and he ran with some real bad boys. It's such a Yeah, Corn Pop. It's so ridiculous.
I'm glad I wasn't there because I think I would have. My son's in one of those graves. In one of the graves back here, not there. And the idea that they're losers and suckers.
And McCain's a loser. He said McCain's a loser.
McCain's a loser.
They got Hunter?
No, it was Hunter's brother died, Beau Biden.
Oh.
Yeah.
I literally had no idea that he had another son.
Yep. Yeah, it's weird because Hunter's like the fuck up and the black sheep of the family, and Beau was like the military officer.
Hero.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But he got cancer and died.
Oh, I see. It's a real Chet Hanks situation.
It's weird that he named his kids Beau Hunter. Like Beau Hunter. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Well, he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
But when John McCain got out of prison and was released, he came work for me. He was a Senate liaison officer. We traveled over 100,000 miles together. And he was like an assistant because he worked for
It's a fabulous man. I got to meet him before he died.
No, he was a straight up guy, man. And
yeah.
Tough
straight up guy, man.
And, but I find I can't fathom.
Apparently, the story is mostly true. He just told it very unintelligibly. Yeah, maybe.
A president of the United States of America saying that the folks who died defending this country.
I believe his story that he kicked a black guy out of the pool. Like, seriously, I believe it.
I believe it.
Yeah, why would he want to tell that when he's running for president? I don't know. Like, that's the sort of thing maybe you don't want to tell people.
Biden really does sound like Grandpa Abraham Simpson. I keep expecting him to talk about how wearing an onion in your belt was style at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got to leave Matlock's on soon.
He reminds me, like Biden reminds me of the Liam Neeson thing, where just like spouting off stories that you really shouldn't be telling out loud, but nobody asked you about them. Like you've heard that Liam Neeson one.
I think so. The one where he like said he like beat up or he was looking for people of color to assault.
Yeah, because his friend had been sexually assaulted, but but they didn't know who it was, and they were just gonna go find any black guy they could, but like nobody asked him about it. Nobody was like, "Hey, Liam, did you ever have any racist thing happen back in Ireland?" And he was just like, "Here's this story I'm gonna tell you," and they're like, "Please don't." And the same thing with Biden. He just starts rambling off about old times, and you're like, "Hey, buddy, nobody cares. Do your job."
It's weird though, because before he tells the story, he has a bunch of little black kids like come and gather around him while he tells the story. I'll play a little bit for you when we're done with this one. This one's almost done here.
We're suckers and losers.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so here it is. It's a pool that he worked at.
Mouse, thank you very, very much.
See how different he looks here?
Open. Shirt open. What a cool guy.
Start? Hey, all the kids. You want to come up here and listen? Come on up here.
He does look different. His face looks different.
One thing I noticed,
he's jowly.
Yes, yeah, he has like a sagging neck. I think he got that fixed. I think he got some Botox too.
Yeah.
because I'm not holding up between them and the pool, man. Come on. My name's Joe Biden, Vice President Biden. Everybody come on up and stand with me.
These little kids are like, who? Yeah.
He thinks he's so cool. That's the thing. It's
hey,
like,
bro.
Oh, like I was the vice president to the cool president, so I'm also cool, kids. They're like, no, you're not. Not even close.
Yeah.
What's your name? There's okay. Look, folks, I want to set the record straight in a couple things. I'll wait till everybody gets up here.
Hi.
You're on television, so be good. Okay?
I am?
You are, yeah. See those television cameras?
Hi, Mommy.
Yeah, and now he's about to tell this story about Corn Pop and kicking him out of the pool.
All my career, the greatest honor was serving you for so long. But this does mean more to me than anything that's happened. My daughter Ashley's with me. My daughter Ashley got her first job down here at Kingswood out of school. She runs, she's a social worker on the television. And I'd see and listen to Dr. King and others. But I didn't know any black people. No, I really didn't. You didn't know any white people either. That's the truth. So I wanted to work here. And there's my daughter Ashley. Come on up here, Ash. And so what I did was I came down.
Come up here and meet some black people, Ash.
And stop bringing people on stage and tell the damn story.
I applied to the city of Wilmington for a job, and I was the only white employee here. And I learned so much. I learned so much. I learned that folks that I work with, like Spencer Henry and Lafayette Jackson and a whole range of people, Jamie Rolls, a lot of great, great, great people who were my fellow lifeguards. There were 13 of us. I learned that they treated me. They treated me as an equal. We used to go in what was not as modern as that. We used to go in the key room at lunchtime after a free swim and sit on the floor because it was nice and cool.
We'd puff one of those jazz cigarettes that they would always bring around.
And remember Boom Boom Cannon and a few other guys that worked here as well. And we'd sit there and we'd talk, and they'd ask me questions because I really was the only white guy they really knew. And they'd ask me questions about everything, I mean, things that just startled me. I remember one time, I won't mention which lifeguard, said, do I have a jerry can, a 5-gallon can for gasoline? And I said, no, I don't. I said, but what do you need it for? He said, we're going down to see my grandmama in North Carolina. We can't stop at most gas stations. They won't let us stop at most gas stations.
Yeah, so where's the Corn Pop
But I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that.
I don't know what he's apologizing for.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs.
He probably doesn't even know.
Here's the weird thing about the kids touching his legs.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about
what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what, the men, they're now all men, the guys I work with down here, and they're all guys at the time. They're all good men. Most of them made an awful lot of themselves. And Earl Larkin had a rough time. And some of you knew Earl. I came back as a public defender. I came back to Delaware and I got a fancy job with the oldest law firm in the state. But the city was burning. It was burning down here. And I couldn't do it. So I quit and became a public defender. And the first trial I had, I walked in.
All right, anyway, I don't, let's see, is this Corn Pop?
Earlier, it could be stand or I'm standing today.
Anyway.
Let me end by saying.
He tells the whole Corn Pop story too, and that's ridiculous. My point is he shouldn't have done any of this. It was ridiculously bad.
But yeah, you're like, he looks so much different.
Yep. Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess being president and thinking you need to look prettier. so you get a couple of needles in your face and some skin removed.
Yes.
But like he looks like he's just like, even using his eyes and mouth, he's in tremendous pain.
Yes, he's wincing.
It looks horrible.
It does. I agree. Because he was gone for a little while, like because when he was vice president and then Trump took over because Hillary ran instead of him, which was very weird. Usually the vice president runs after 8 years. But then when he came back onto the scene, when he decided he was going to run, I was like, man, there's something weird about him, but I hadn't seen him in a while, so I wasn't sure what was different, but there's definitely like nip tuck here and there.
Oh yeah. Well, he aged rapidly. Like he went like from, I don't know, not youthful, but like a late 60-year-old man to an early 80-year-old man, like very quickly.
It's true. It's pretty wacky. I don't know if it's the stress of the job or if it's just his, he's just rapidly aging for other reasons. I'm not sure.
I mean, it could be both.
There's a really good chance he could die if he wins. There's like a really good chance. He's so old. And then whoever the vice. So like people have to think long and hard if they want Kamala to be president, because there's a good chance if he wins that she will be president before the end of the 4-year term.
Yeah. Because like, has she even done anything?
I mean,
like I never feel like she's around.
She's a more like hands-off kind of vice president. I see her do things here and there, but there are some vice presidents that are more involved than others, and she doesn't seem like one of them. I mean, and like Biden doesn't have to die. Like if Biden wins, he doesn't have to die in the next 4 years. He could just decide he's too old and retire.
It's very true.
And then she gets it. He could just hand it over to her anytime he wants. He could do it now if he wanted to.
Could you imagine how wild that is for America to have their first female president, but she's just given it?
Yeah.
Like nobody, like they don't vote her in. They're just like, you're the president now. Congratulations on being the first woman president.
Yeah.
For like a year and a half or something. And then the Republicans just like sweep the election.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's probably what would happen, right?
Maybe. She doesn't have like a big likability score, her public perception isn't that amazing. But I mean, I would say that that's the best chance of having a woman president at this point. With what we're looking at right now, if Biden gets reelected, she'll be, he'll be so old, and I would have to say that there's a really good chance he would either die or retire in the next 4 years. Because of how old he's getting.
What is he? He's 82? 81?
Let's see.
He is 81. He turns 82 in November.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, between 82 and 86, he could really decide, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah, because we're still in his first term in November. So his second term, if he wins, won't be until January. And then there's 4 years from there.
4 years.
Yeah. He's going to be really old. If he serves all 4 of those years, by the end, he's going to be really old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's worse, like really old presidents or prime ministers who only got the job because they're handsome and their dad was prime minister. I don't know. I don't know which one's better or worse, but...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is weird to me how there's no term limits on prime minister there, so that you can just keep going as long as you get reelected. It just keeps going.
Yeah. I mean, the guy before Trudeau was a nightmare. Like, he was a Conservative Party guy, and he just, like, given tax cuts to all of his big rich buddies. And, I mean, the only upside was the economy was, like, better. But everything else was shit.
Now...
But I get...
Can you guys have a foreign-born prime minister?
I'm not sure anymore. I think you could have in the past with the Commonwealth.
Interesting.
I feel like if you were born in the UK, but had resided in Canada for X amount of time, I think you could, but I don't know if that's a rule anymore.
Interesting. Yeah, like here you have to. There's a little bit of debate on this. Some people say that if one of your parents is natural born, then then it doesn't matter where you were born. Like people are because Ted Cruz was born in Canada, and he ran for president. And, it would have went to the courts, but they were saying because his mother was a natural born U.S. citizen, he was eligible.
He renounced his Canadian citizenship too, right?
I think so, but I don't think that's a requirement. I think you could be a dual citizen as long as you were born in the U.S. I think you can be a dual citizen and it'd be okay. I'm not sure about that, but I believe so. You know what's really weird? You know Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister. He was born in New York, so he could run for president in the United. I believe he could run for president because he is like a natural born citizen. I'm not saying he would win, but I found that interesting.
That is interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, very strange.
And then he could come to America and get be hated by America, and then two countries would hate him.
I always looked at him as like UK Trump because he had like bad hair, like him.
Yeah, and he was kind of an idiot.
Yeah, smarter than Trump though, in my opinion. But
yeah, but that's not hard.
No, it's not. So I think we're going to go into the next segment here. Here we go.
Wow. I should turn off the goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
So I think Scott told me that he showed you Trumpster Bob before.
Well, we reviewed some of his stuff on the podcast like a couple episodes ago. Somebody paid for us to watch like a playlist on YouTube of him, and then Scott showed me the video of him telling Scott he was going to come to Washington and beat his ass.
Yes.
Something. Yeah.
Here he is. He's talking about Elisa Jordana, who is a streamer that recently made the news because she got into a fight with her one of her, like, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or if it was one of her pay pigs, depending on who you're asking.
Sure.
But Trumpster Bob used to have a crush on her, and now he swears that she's trans and he was never actually into her and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But here he is talking about another theory about Elisa. Here it is.
That would be Elisa Jordana, whose real name is Elisa Aduru. She's from the Aduru, or he is from the Aduru tribe in India. Little pecker motherfuckers that ain't got no hair on their face, but they still call themselves men.
Little pecker motherfuckers.
Well, that tribe. You have to be specially bred to not have any hair on your face, if you ask me, as a man. That's a wacky do fucking out of nowhere tribe. I think they were an offshoot of another humanoid race.
What? Whoa. Okay. Okay.
That's still intertwining into the modern world kind of thing. I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
Another humanoid race. What was he talking about? That was yeah.
I remember back in the early 70s when the Duru tribe was introduced to the world, and they were introduced, and one of the main features about them, they didn't have any hair on their face.
What?
Now,
yeah, he makes up things, and I have no idea if he knows he's lying or not. I really don't know.
Yeah, Scott and I had that discussion on the podcast where we were like, is he just so delusional that it is the truth to him?
Yeah.
Or is it that the lying is so important that he has to stick to it no matter what and just come up with things to make it seem like he's more interesting and more entertaining?
I mean, if he really believes it, then he basically believes he's like Rambo, you know?
Yeah.
He claims to have fallen like over 1,000 feet and not even been injured. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he said he landed in trees and stuff and was fine and he's dangling there. And my favorite one was the one where the guy called him out for stolen valor. That was really good.
Oh, yeah.
That one was real good. I like that one.
Nowadays, you run into some of them got a little hair on their face. That's because they interbred with a white guy or a black guy or somebody that's got hair on their face. Mainly Europeans. And like Norwegian guys like me, my ancestry goes back to Norwegian for the most part.
To Norwegian? The country of Norwegian.
Mm-hmm. And
maybe he means his ancestors were born on a Norwegian cruise line or something.
The tribe
up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm a mix in those two. And so, I thought, I looked at my dad back then. I was a little kid, and I looked back at my dad, and I said, they got men that ain't got no hair on their face? My dad kind of laughed, and he had this funny laugh. He used to like that, right? When he laughed, he had this, like...
He had a snort laugh.
Not too bad. He would just do it once, maybe twice, and then he would laugh his fucking ass off like... He had this weird fucking laugh. My dad did. Oh, God, thank God I wasn't born on that fucking laugh. But anyways, he laughed, and he would say, yeah, well, apparently they do. You're looking at it. And we watched that fucking documentary. And it's ironic that I run into a dude.
Okay, when Trumpster Bob found out about Elisa because we had Elisa on our stream and he had the hots for her, like big time, and he fell in love with her and asked her to marry him and all that shit. And she rejected him, and then he came up with this weird conspiracy theory about how she's from India, she's trans, she's from the Aduru tribe.
Aduru tribe.
Yeah.
I have no idea who she is. So.
She used to be on Howard Stern back in the day, strangely enough. She was like one of the cast of characters on Howard Stern 15 years ago.
She's from the Aduru.
Was she Beetlejuice?
No. Do you know who Benji Bronk is?
No.
That's one of Howard's...
I think I literally only know Beetlejuice. And
Beetlejuice is hilarious.
Have you ever seen the video of Jeff Jarrett blasting him with the guitar in WCW?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. And then he gets him back by punching him like square in the balls. Have you seen that part of it? So like he was supposed to run down and he was supposed to get Jarrett off the top and he just punches him right
in I watched that live back in the day. I remember that.
So good.
Was that when Russo was in charge there?
That was when Russo was in charge.
Okay. Yeah, because Russo was like, bro, Howard Stern. People like Howard Stern, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything but wrestling for him.
Yeah.
Anything that wasn't wrestling, Russo loved.
Yep.
Tribe, whose name Elisa actually was his name. And in the Duru tribe, they don't name females with the E. Their first names do not start with an E. If you run into a person whose first name starts with E, and they're from the Duru tribe, they are a male. They got the Y chromosome. And I don't care if they had a sex change and look just exactly like the best looking bitch you ever seen in your life. It's a guy. It's a dude. And that's how I figured out Alicia Jordana was born a guy. Well, that's not how I did it. I actually backtracked a name on a Facebook. And
this is what he does. Yeah, he does these weird investigations and finds whatever evidence he wants to find for things.
Sure. Yeah.
There was this guy that was posting videos about what a dumbass he is, and he did this bullshit investigation that, like, he accused this guy of being this unsolved serial killer for the last, 30 years.
Really?
Yes.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I had to keep searching until I pinpointed all that shit. It was crazy.
All right. So Drew, I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick. I'm gonna put you full screen. You can talk about, promote whatever you want, and I'll be right back. I'll be back in just a couple minutes here. There you are.
Oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like. I don't like that I can see myself so big. You can listen to the worst year of our lives on Spotify and on YouTube and anywhere that you would get your podcasts from. And go Canucks, go! Yeah, that's a big one. Support the team because if they win tomorrow, then they get Nashville's ass out of there, and I'm going to be a ball of stress. And yeah, and like follow me on social media, Syrian Soft Paws on most things, I guess. Letterbox is the thing I use the most, so you can follow me on there, Twitter, Instagram. And if you haven't listened to The Worst Year of Our Lives, it's me and Scoot being dumbasses who laugh at our own jokes a little too much and sometimes talk movies and wrestling. And am I also a furry too? I am, but I'm less of one than Scott is, although I have a bigger tail than him. So there. Scoot is not into the NHL, although I did make him watch one of the playoff games with me last week. He's more. Hey, how dare you? That's not a clever play on words, you jerk. Cobra Kane video. I will try to remember that. I'm not good at memory stuff. There's so many things going on. Canuck is weirdly not a slur, but yes, it does sound like a slur. It was used in the 60s for...
Bob accused this guy he doesn't like of not only being a serial killer for over 30 to 40 years but also claimed he had around 100 victims across 10 states. It is insane.
I would like to hear more about that. That's interesting. Yeah, Canuck was termed for like ski jumpers in the Olympics in the 60s or 70s, I guess 60s, and then they named the hockey team after it, so it's not really racist. It's just a sports term, but you call a Canadian a Canuck is sort of like a term of endearment, I suppose. I don't like how long my giant face has been on the screen. I'm only pro Dallas because I'm anti Vegas, so I will say go Stars. But in the long run, I'm not pro Stars. I just want Vegas to lose, and I want Toronto to lose. I hope everybody's enjoying how much hockey there's been discussed on this, but it is Canada, and I'm Canadian, so there's going to be hockey. There was some hockey talk. There was some promotion of the podcast. I don't know. Somebody brought up Cobra Kane.
He has a cane that he just bought, if that's what they're talking about.
That might be what they're talking about.
You're the hockey talk man.
I'm the hockey talk man. Oh, that's not bad, actually. I like that gimmick.
That would be funny.
That is pretty good. There's a guy who does commentary for SOS with us. We've known him for years. He goes by James Vanderbeek, that's his like wrestling name.
That's funny.
But he has a lot of really funny nicknames that he gives himself online of like, taking like something from pop culture and then a wrestler name and like making them work together. He's very clever at it. I don't know if he has one, like he usually has them on the go, but I like play on words. What's old James spelt the weird way?
James Vanderbeek, like the guy from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, like the what's his stupid handle on? Well, if I could find him on Twitter, I would tell you, but he spells it weird.
Do you want to talk about how you guys got in trouble?
I mean, I can talk about us getting in trouble, but I guess I'll leave out some little stuff.
Okay.
Some very important information, but
yeah.
So Scoot and I wrestle in Washington State quite a bit, and we
about
have
every
since
month.
Since 2014, we've wrestled pretty much twice a month, every month, except for like obviously the pandemic and stuff. But obviously, as Canadian citizens, we don't have work permits, so we can't go down and make money. So we tell them we don't, and that's as far as I'd like to comment on that part of the story.
Yeah.
But then border security has always been real weird because like Sometimes they literally just do not care. They're like, yeah, just like, where are you doing? We're going to Tacoma. How long? I will be back later tonight. Oh, okay. Like, that's it. They don't care. But then sometimes there's just like the one guard who just, oh no, I know how wrestling works. You guys are going down. You're making money. We're like, no, we're not. We're like, no, I watch wrestling my whole life. I understand how it works, guys. And I'm like, no, buddy, we're telling you right now. And it's never really been an issue. But yeah, a couple weeks ago, we were going down for our SOS show in Tacoma, and the previous time we had gone down, we figured out which border crossing to go to that just lets us get through. It doesn't care. But the weights were all the same across the board. So we went to the one that is considered to be the toughest one to get through, but it's the closest one to where we live. Because the other one we have to drive 30 minutes east before we can go down. Right. So we're like, well, they're all the same time. We might as well just go. Well, we went, and it was longer time than it said, and they pulled us in. But they pulled us in, they checked us, we told them everything, and they were like, yeah, sure, go. And they let us go. No problem. But then Scott went to Vegas the next week, and he was flying out of Vancouver into Vegas. And when he got to security, they pulled him in, and they asked him about the wrestling, asked him about getting denied at the border. And as soon as that happened, he was like, well, shit, like we're in trouble now. So this time we're like, we're going to go to the border crossing that we always go to, the easy one where they do not care. So we go and we get to the border, and we always tell them we're going down to wrestling, to wrestle. Scott and I were actually supposed to go see a comedy show in Portland the next day. So we were staying over and then driving back up, and they finally decided that us telling them that wasn't enough. So we got pulled in for like 2.5 hours. And we just kind of had to deal with, like, they kept calling us back up and asking us like questions, but they were like, I don't know if they were trying to trick us into saying something, but because it didn't seem like that. And then eventually they checked the car, and then they came back in, and then when they told us we weren't going through, they were like, we feel bad. Like, they literally said, we feel bad that we're doing this to you, but it's the law. And we're like, well, you don't have to do it. like if you check our passports in the system, we go across the border like two-ish, maybe 3 times a month. So like, how has it been okay every single other time? And like, I don't know if people are aware of this, but Scoot gets pretty fired up, especially when it comes to things like that, and especially when it's incompetence too, like what he would deem as incompetence. So like, he was getting kind of fired up with her, and like, good for the border agent for like not putting up with it. She was doing it in a very polite manner, but like, Scott was really like I don't understand why this is an issue. Like,
so Scott got a cavity search, is what you're saying.
I wish. No, because we'd already been there for 2.5 hours, and I think we were just over the fact. But yeah, so they didn't deny us entry into the United States. What they told us was you can't go across the border with wrestling gear. So they said, if you drive home right now and drop off all your wrestling gear, you guys can come back. We'll let you through. You can go to watch the wrestling show. You can go to your comedy show, but you won't be wrestling. And Scott's like, yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that. And then we're like, yeah, I mean, that doesn't, we would drive 16 hours, like all the way down to go to to go to this comedy show and then drive all the way back up. Like it just didn't make sense. So yeah, we're in the process of kind of figuring it out right now. It's just a lot of it's a very challenging thing to go through getting entertainment visas. And I mean, we qualify, and the company SOS is willing to like go through the process of filing things for us and figuring it out. So it's just a matter of like getting it done, getting all the paperwork filed, and the fees are crazy because it's like $750 a person.
That's ridiculous.
And that's just to apply. And then if there's like additional stuff, like it can be up to, I think it said something it can be up to like $1,200 a person if there's like this and this and the like. So luckily, all we had to do was fill out our information, and we just gave it to the guy who runs SOS. And we're like, "All right, this is all for you, buddy." Like,
that is cool because
else,
it's easier to get if you have a job lined up. So
if we can get sponsored by them, and then all we had to do really is we just had to provide like promotional material, like posters and like clips of us wrestling. And then if we can get anybody that runs a company that we've wrestled for to give like a you know, hey, these guys are really good and they're the only cat wrestlers around, and having them on our show benefits us greatly, which is not a lie at all. And, you know, then that helps us a lot. So for now, we're just going to be wrestling in Vancouver probably like 3 times a month, which is more than we have been, especially like, you know, this is my 20th year of wrestling. In October, it will be 20 years. And this is the most I've wrestled in Vancouver, like at home in Canada. It's the most I've ever wrestled. And it's the most I've wrestled since probably like 2017. So waiting until I'm almost 38 years old to do the most wrestling I've ever done is kind of stupid.
Didn't you guys win another title in Canada?
Yeah, we did. We won the Canadian Apex Wrestling, which we didn't get told of until like an hour before our match, and the titles weren't even in the match. And then one of the bookers just comes up and he goes, "Yeah, you guys are winning the tag titles tonight." We're like, "Okay." What? And he decided to get like the heaviest belts possible. Like the leather strap is the thickest strap you can get. The metal plates are the fattest plates you can get, and the belt weighs like 30 pounds.
Wow.
And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you can't see it anymore because it's dark in here now, but it is up there in the cabinet.
You got a belt cabinet.
Oh, it didn't help. Opening the window didn't make it any brighter. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just to display it so it's like out, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we kind of did it because we knew that it would make Kelly mad. Not that we have the belts, but because like he hates that kind of like wrestler stuff because like the tradition is you win a belt and you take a picture of the belt in your fridge. I think I don't remember which wrestler did it first. Maybe Cody Rhodes when he was on the Indies or something. And it just like really rubbed Kelly the wrong way. So the first time Scott and I won belts, we put them in the fridge, took pictures, and Kelly was kind of like, "Oh, you guys are losers." And then I was like, "Oh, Kelly's come over. We should go put the belts in the cabinet." So then I put the 2 belts in the cabinet, and he sits like right there. And I was like, "Hey, Kelly, you notice anything new in the room?" And he just looked up and he was like, "Yeah." Like, I mean, we all hate that tacky wrestler stuff, but Kelly really hates it, so it's fun to mess with him.
That is funny. Let's see. You were saying you weren't familiar with Elisa. I guess I have this video that let's see what it's all about. So she I guess she almost gets into a fight with this woman. That's Elisa on the left right there.
Okay.
Evil force that all they cared about was being smart and being like winning all the time. Well, and that was the force that was taking over the world.
What do you think should take over the world? Not the smartest
people?
Who
wouldn't want to take them over?
Okay.
And you've literally fucking said that. You call me dumb? You are fucking dumb.
I don't think so.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not dumb.
You should play that back.
I feel like a lot of what she does are bits, and I'm wondering if this is a bit or not.
Back and listen to yourself.
No, all I said is you should stop talking badly about Jewish people. They run every business. They run every business. No, that's what I said. Any bank, any movie, any company, Jews are at the top. So stop talking badly about them. It's in your best interest to stop talking badly about them. Or you're going to be fucked in life.
I'm not going to be fucked.
Yeah, you are, Melissa. You are.
I'm not. First of all, I'm not talking badly about them.
You constantly do. You can't even stop, even when I ask you to. You can't even stop. You're so upset about your ex-husband and blaming everything on him when you take no responsibility.
You take no responsibility. No, listen to me. You are so fucked up in the head that you are actually condoning what he did to me.
Your husband?
Yes.
This seems like improv to me.
Yeah, it does. Is she the same lady that hit that guy?
Yes.
Have you seen that video?
Yes,
she's the
that's
same.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah.
See, I did like so many people hit so many people. I didn't, but like I saw her and I was like, I've seen her hit a man.
Yeah, and he pulled her hair.
Yeah. And then he was like, "She broke my nose right now," and she's yelling at him to shut up. Yeah. Okay, now I didn't know her name or who she was.
He gave her over $1 million allegedly.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I do like the term pro gaslighter though.
Like
a professional gaslighter.
Hey.
I do enjoy that.
Sign me up.
What do you mean? What did you do? You just outsmarted outsmarted you financially. That's what he did. He outsmarted you.
That is not
you didn't even
all
have a bank account.
fucking did.
Okay,
Yeah, T-Bob was madly in love with her.
He did a lot more than that.
What? What?
He took my fucking children.
Okay, well,
Okay, this sounds fake. I don't know.
Usually they side with the woman. Yeah. Why did he take your children? Why? Why?
Wow.
There must be a reason. The drinking, right? So whose fault is that? Are you going to blame him? Are you going to blame him for the drinking?
Do you want to know when I started? Yes, I am going to blame him.
You can't blame him for your drinking, Melissa.
You don't fucking know.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't handle
it. Sounds. Yeah, it seems so like they're acting out a scene or something.
Yes.
That it's so fake.
Yes, it seems very fake to me. Someone recommended this in the chat while I was setting up, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll check it out. But it does not seem real at all.
All right. I don't want to get into a fight. I'm sorry, Melissa. I'm sorry. You're a wonderful person. I don't want you to get upset. I'm just saying that in life, myself, all right, I'm just going to talk about myself right now, okay? Not you. Okay, Melissa, I'm going to talk about myself. I have to take responsibility for myself. And my mistake.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, I'm skipping this. It's just ridiculous. This guy, this is not an act. This guy right here.
Back to what we were saying before we were interrupted on our Bluetooth device. They shut it down with their technology that they use to stalk us, keep us from creating, telling the world our story. Like we were saying, what kind of an example would you be setting if you offered pre-deals to these monsters that have involved themselves in these heinous, ridiculous crimes against civilization? What kind of an example would you set for those that wished to rebuild a so-called empire like this again by offering up pre-deals? We ask the council that we get judges, prosecutors, and attorneys that see the same vision as what we are speaking about currently. A plea deal does nothing more than offer up someone an escape, a get out of jail free card. Nonsense. These people involved in these organizations are the very reasons of half the suicides committed. We assure you of this.
Yeah, I've watched this guy once in the past. I'm like, oh, I'll check this guy out a lot again. I have no idea what he's saying at all. I just have no idea. Like, it sounds like it might be nonsense. I don't know.
Maybe more.
Oh.
I think we might be getting a bad connection for a minute here. Are you still with me?
I mean, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Do me a favor and turn off your camera and turn it back on again. Like, there's a button on. Yeah. There you go. All right. You should come back any second here. Technical.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't.
I can hear you. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the call and then call you back really quick and see if that fixes anything.
Yep.
All right, there you go. We just needed to reconnect, I think.
Perfect.
All right.
Everyone that has law.
I'm going to skip this guy, too, because he's creeping me out. I'm going to do something else. Oh. Are you with me?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All good.
All right.
If you want to hear this.
Vanessa, are you nude? I promise I won't be nude.
I'm Johnny's son.
I don't think so, but he's definitely out of his mind. This is a guy we call Kendall right here.
Okay.
And someone sent me this. I guess he talks about. He gets kind of weird talking about Sydney Sweeney here.
Is it Scoot?
It might be. Does Scoot talk about Sydney Sweeney?
Ever since he saw her in Madam Web, it's like he brings her up like every time I see him somehow.
Whether or not she stages every interaction, she's still a selfish, vapid asshole who sees others as nothing more than opportunities for views and money and likes to hit disabled people. She's a shit human.
They're talking about Elisa.
Yeah, nobody's arguing with that. I feel like she is a shit human.
People joke that this is Scott Thompson's illegitimate son. Doesn't he look like him?
He does look like him.
Yeah.
He does look like him big time.
It's weird.
And also, well, if Data Dysfunction wants the direct medical advice from my father about her pain.
What is direct medical advice? On what?
On her pain issues.
If you have lactic acid problem, what you have to do is you have to flush the lactic acid out of your body. You need a lot of purified. It has to be purified water, and it has to be a lot of it. Like you'll be peeing every 10 minutes. And you flush it, and you do a little light activity, like mildly walking or something, anything. If you just sit like a bump, the lactic will still pool and it won't flush out of your body.
Yes. So just for a minute, let's all do the bump. Bump, 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 bump. Data Dysfunction says that she does and feels like a racehorse. Well, then keep doing it. You just got to keep doing it. Yeah.
Is she drinking 1 ounce for every pound she weighs?
And also remember the ratio is 1 ounce of water you drink for every pound you weigh.
It's funny because when he does his streams, his dad's sitting just off camera telling him what to say. He's basically like his dad's puppet.
Right.
And he looks like he's like 15 and 45 simultaneously.
He does.
Yeah.
It's not a fat joke. It's a weight equation. I don't care if you weigh 700 pounds, you'd have to drink 700 ounces of water. I've had professional athletes that weigh 320 and they drink like 20 ounces a day and think they're hydrated and can't figure out why they cramp.
And the other idea is also, yeah, they'll have that, but then the rest is all, tequila and cocktails and maybe a bunch of Bud Light or something. I don't know. It's a little advice right there. Oh, yes. And well, my mother was more of the type to pee the bed instead of shit the bed. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't the type who would hydrate as much as, somebody that should when they're dealing with cramps.
70 cups of coffee.
Oh, yes.
You drink more coffee than the Lions coach.
My mother even would, have things like caffeine and alcohol when she was pregnant.
She would drink it and go to bed.
Oh, that explains it. That explains a lot. Wow. Okay. That's why Kendall is this way. Okay.
Uh-huh. All right.
She also smoked that funny little crack cocaine.
Who drinks a double espresso and goes to bed?
My mother is the type who could sleep after a double espresso. That's
You literally drink it, take it off the machine, walk up to bed, and be asleep in 5 minutes.
That is a special case to just be able to go like that. I can imagine the most intense sedatives if she had to go put her under for surgery, and she'd be waking up in the middle of surgery. We gave her enough propofol to have killed Michael Jackson 10 times over, and she woke up. It was kind of spooky.
That seems like a lie.
Well, Data Dysfunction.
He's got what's her name? What is that? Attack of the 50-Foot Woman in a frame on the wall behind him.
But it's tiny.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's not even like movie poster size. It's that's weird.
Yeah.
And clarifies that my levels were perfect before, but I think it's a nerve issue or something else.
What levels?
Well, yes. What levels do you mean? That's now a new intriguing question. As it seems, squeezing them is still what people would want to do with Sydney Sweeney's breasts. I want to squeeze them. Ma. Oh, levels like iron and
I feel like this is Scott. I feel like that is exactly Scott.
Those things, because Daily says the only thing they said that was low was my iron. They totally forgot about my infusion and the dill holes. Well, okay. Well, that's where a complete blood panel would be the solution to see where and what really should be improved and what, type of nutritional overhaul is necessary. It's for medical reasons why my father's asking a lady her age, because it's how he goes and determines a panel.
I don't believe his dad is a doctor, so his dad shouldn't be giving medical advice.
Or asking about ages.
Right. That is strange.
Those are basic
fuck sickos.
Necessities of information that a doctor needs. And yeah, just got to be straightforward. You got to be a straight shooter. So whether or not a woman is still menstruating in these cases is what's important. Well, if you're not 42, then what is your age daily, so my father can further assess what's going on?
Don't lie.
Yes, don't lie about your age. Don't lie daily. We're waiting for your honesty. Okay, Daily's in her 30s, so yes, she would still be menstruating. Okay, so my father's intuition, that means, okay, 39, we get it.
They'll stay 39 forever.
Or 29 forever. Or as long as they can. So, okay, actually, Daly says she's younger than that. My father says that an actress will give you their social security number before they give you their real age. Yeah, that's true. You might just find that if you need a bit of shock treatment. Maybe Daly is counting moose years. That might actually be the case. If they say, suck my balls.
This guy has... his artwork looks like a middle schooler's art, and he goes to Comic-Cons and like goes around and tries to sell it to people, and people are like, no thanks. And he all tries to haggle with them.
Present them in moose years. But what is a moose year? 1 year for every 10 human years, I would guess. Moose
Who uses moose years?
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's mentioning that.
Here is
dog years.
Usually, yeah. If we're comparing like human lifespan to dogs, yeah.
0.86 human years. So daily, then, if you're counting moose years, this is what we got to do. All right, Jesus. Oh well. All right. So already 38 by the time that a moose is 10. So is that what you're thinking? Is that the math we've got to work with now? Before Daly will be honest with herself? You got to be honest with your doctor in this way. It won't feel like shock treatment. It'll feel a little nice.
I'll show you some of his here's some of his art.
I mean, it's better than what I could do.
Yes.
But like it also it looks traced, but like poorly traced.
Yeah,
you know?
I've seen him do like live streams where he's drawing and he does trace some of it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like some of the poses are like almost too professional looking in the pose, but then everything else looks like crap.
A lot of times
again, it's better than I could do. So
when he draws a woman, he like makes their boobs gigantic and their head really small.
I can see with Power Girl.
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous.
$30.
Yes, and it's better than I could do too. But I'm not going around trying to sell art to people.
Right. Yeah.
So
sorry. Well,
I get art drawn of me. I don't need to draw art.
Exactly. Yeah, I see a lot of it. I see a lot of the artistic depictions of you and Scott.
Yeah. The nice thing is a lot of the times we don't even ask for it. People just like us that much. They're like, hey, I spent, 20 hours of my spare time drawing this picture of you. And then they send to us and they're like, this is amazing. We're getting it turned into a shirt.
Yeah. That's pretty great when that happens.
Like the last, maybe 2 of the last 4 shirt designs we've gotten made for wrestling have been free art somebody drew of us. And we're just like, all right, this is a shirt now. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys move merch.
Only in Canada though.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Nowhere else.
Yeah, that's when I saw that when I was in Canada last year.
When you came to Canada to watch us wrestle.
Yep.
Oh. Yep. Now Daly's just saying whatever. Well, okay. Now she's just quoting the Chris Benoit entrance theme. Uh-oh.
What?
If you remember, old Chris Benoit, the way he showed his love for his family.
That's hilarious.
But I love my children bullshit. Everybody loves
a
their
beautiful
children.
house.
Yeah.
fed them, clothed them, and then did one little bad thing at the end. What, you're really going to classify it as these aren't the same? Come on.
What was the bad thing? Was it corralling the dogs in the pool?
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure that when Chavo came to check to see if his family was okay, he didn't get mauled by the dogs.
Children.
I like the amount of times I've texted that to someone just like as a joke to see if they get it. And like, there's been a few times where people are like, "Are you okay?" And it's like, yeah, just a funny joke between friends.
The dogs
just
are corralled in the pool.
Yeah, the dogs are in the enclosed pool area. The back door is unlocked, and they're like, "Are you gonna do something?" Like, nope, no. Just letting you know, just in case you come over, you don't have to be afraid of the dogs.
Benoit loved his children. That's why he knocked him out with the Xanax, I think, before he went and
only one of them
took the life out of and choked the life out of them with his bare hands.
I feel bad for his son that's still alive. I watched The Dark Side of the Ring with him in it, and it's like everyone kind of avoids him because of who his dad is, which is terrible.
Well, like he's obviously got some like trauma too, because he's for years has been talking about how he wants to wrestle as Chris Benoit Jr. and wear his dad's like rabid Wolverine gear.
That's not happening.
And
sadly,
like several people have said to him, like, that's not really a good idea. And he's like, well, like, I know he did this thing, but like, he's my dad and my dad was my hero. And like, yeah, your dad also, like, his brains were mush and he committed some murders. So, I mean, unless you want to believe the internet, in which case Kevin Sullivan and the Church of Satan did it.
No,
but,
I don't believe that. It was the Dungeon of Doom. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was the Zodiac. Or Shark.
It was. The Shark. Tenta. Yeah. Every time I've watched like a Tenta match,
every time I use my Bowflex, it's in memory of Chris Benoit.
No. But yeah, every time I see a Tenta match that happened in Japan, there's always people in the crowd yelling Tenta.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Or Terry Funk, Teddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
In the 80s and 90s, those audiences were like very respectful. They like golf clapped and stuff like that.
And they were all afraid of the white wrestlers. Like terrified of them.
I think they loved Hogan though. They loved him.
Yeah, Hogan was kind of one of the exceptions, but like everybody else, I guess because Japan liked the crazies. So they would like bring in like the most, like, you know, Bruiser Brody's, Terry Funk's, like all those guys, and they're like the most like over the top insane people. So, but yeah, you watch any of those and like when they come out for their entrances, like everybody like runs away from the entrance. Like they're these American white men are coming to like beat everybody up in the crowd, and these savages from the first world. It's like, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that does sound crazy. I did see a match, and it was between I think it was Mick Foley and Terry Funk in like a high school gym or something in Japan. And the most of the match was them outside of the ring throwing chairs at each other back and forth.
Yeah.
It's pretty
No wonder
crazy.
they were afraid of them. Also, we dropped a couple bombs on them, so that's maybe why they're afraid. But
yeah. I didn't realize this until recently, but I was looking up famous people who I share birthdays with.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the same birthday as both Owen Hart and Kevin Owens.
Huh.
Yeah. Thought that was
interesting.
strange. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty strange.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering he named himself after Owen Hart.
Is that what he did?
Yeah. The reason he's Kevin Owens is because Owen Hart was his favorite wrestler.
Yeah, because his last name is like Steen, right?
Steen, yeah. And he named his son Owen. And his son is a freak of nature. He's like, I think he's like 13 or 14, and he's like 6'7", 280, 290. I mean, you can look up Kevin Owens' son, and you'll see this monster of a child.
That's crazy, because Kevin Owens isn't like huge in comparison.
No, he's like 6'1", maybe. And I guess his son just got some weird genetic thing, and now. But then if he wrestles, is he Owen Owens?
That would be weird. That is, that's a little too much. But yeah, you know what? A lot of the viewers of this show are not wrestling fans, but I don't give a shit. Like I'll talk about it a little bit. Like, did you see Rick Rude's son, who was like way bigger than Rick Rude?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
And just like didn't get into wrestling.
Nope, but he was big.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids like that just like they just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
and I like that's fine. I mean, like Wayne Gretzky's son played baseball because he knew he would never be his dad, and he almost played in the major leagues. But like, why would you if your dad's, I don't know, like, I mean, Hulk Hogan's son never tried to wrestle. He just decided to vehicular manslaughter his best friend. So instead of hurting guys in the ring, you kill your best friend street racing while drunk and high.
Yeah. He got a DUI recently too.
Did he?
Yeah, there's body cam footage of it, and Hulk shows up like clockwork to like
I think I maybe
the situation.
Yeah, I think I maybe did see something like that. Was Hogan wearing like an NWO shirt when he showed up?
He wears his own merch a lot.
Yeah.
And he might have been wearing an NWO shirt. He was walking with a cane because he's not walking too good these days.
No, he hasn't been walking good for a while.
Yeah. I remember him like getting in the ring in TNA, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I saw a video of Mick Foley. He was going to do a retirement match. I think he saw like Steamboat and Flair do their retirement matches.
Yep.
So he wanted to do one last one, and he went to the doctor, and they're like, "You have a concussion." He had a concussion that he didn't even know he had, so he had to cancel it. So
yeah.
I
don't think everybody needs to have a retirement match. Like, you get what you get, and get out while you still can. Like, Flair's was a disaster. I mean, there's lots of people who their retirement matches are worthless, and it's like, I don't want to remember you as this decrepit old man who could barely stand up. And like, Flair was like obsessed with weighing 222 pounds, so he like didn't eat anything for like almost a week.
He almost died.
Full meals.
He almost died like 7 years ago. He shouldn't have wrestled again after that.
But you're not going to tell Ric Flair no.
Did you guys see Mick Foley on Hot Ones?
I did see that.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
Yep. I will like Ric Flair's WWE retirement match was great. That was a good match. Like that was perfect. But
and then he did that one in TNA because he needed the money, and then he did that last one because he wanted the attention.
It's true. What do you think about? Do you have any opinions on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
I mean, I hope Mike Tyson murders him.
A lot of people think it's going to be a work. One thing that kind of makes me lean that way is that there's not going to be a decision. So if nobody's knocked out, it's going to be a draw if it goes the distance. It's bigger gloves and like 2-minute rounds. But
I mean, if you look at Tyson, like he's in pretty decent shape, even though he's an old man, right? Like, but he's in good shape, and even like a 50-something-year-old hasn't boxed in years. Mike Tyson is still fucking Mike Tyson.
It's true.
But yeah.
And Jake Paul most of the people he's fought were not actual boxers. They were like MMA guys. They were like jiu-jitsu guys and stuff like that who weren't even actually strikers.
The last guy he beat was like a former UFC champion, but he was like a wrestler.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's like, I mean, I like freak fights like that in MMA, like big time. Like, I like it when it's like something completely insanely ridiculous. There's this one company in Poland called KSW, which they just do like these heavyweight freak fights of guys who are like covered face to toe in tattoos. Their day job is they're like special private security for some Polish billionaire. And then at night they just go and fight these KSW fights, and they're just like no training, no cardio, and they just go in there and try to beat the crap out of each other.
You know that they'd like a pierogi pizza. I'm just saying.
They would love a spicy pierogi pizza from Boston Pizza.
They're about 10 years ago on YouTube, they were doing this Polish team fighting MMA league where it was 5-on-5. And you could, and once a dude got eliminated, you could like start double teaming and shit. It was brutal.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy. Like that's real. You can only do that in Eastern Europe and Russia. Like that's it. Like nowhere else is sanctioning that. Although Scott and I watched one not that long ago of a Brazilian guy who was a light heavyweight, but he was fighting at like 225, and he fought 3 welterweights at one time. So he was in there with 3 guys who are 170 and are all like 5'8", 5'9", and he beats the crap out of all 3 of them, and it's awesome because like they get in there and they're trying to like triple team him, but they're obviously afraid of getting hit. So he just gets one guy to the ground, and while the other guys are like throwing punches, he chokes a guy out, and then he gets back up and he's got to pair up with the other 2, and then he gets one of them and he chokes him out, and the third guy's like, well, I guess I got to just fist fight this guy, and they trade for a bit. But yeah, I love that stuff. I mean, regular UFC is really, for me, has really lost I'm not into it at all. I just don't feel like the star power is there like it used to be. And I feel like fighters are too well-rounded, so everybody is capable of doing everything. Yeah. So yeah, there's still submissions and there's still knockouts and still like really good fights. But if you look at the cards, like I feel like the majority of it is just like going to decision, or like tons of split decisions and ton of decisions. And like for me, it's not the same as like it was in the like mid 2000s where you have. I mean, I like heavyweight fights. I like light heavyweight fights because I like the big pounding out like try to kill each other fights. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of it now is more like shredded guys who do CrossFit and can do like a 5-minute rounds and go to decision and still not be tired. And I'm like, that's not as entertaining as, you know, like a Crow Cop head kicking somebody and knocking them out, or, you know, like big strikes. And I don't know, just not for me anymore. I'll take fake fighting in ridiculous attires over real fighting that's not that entertaining.
Yeah, I haven't watched like any of the recent UFCs or anything like that. I like to watch some of the I like some of the old Japanese stuff where there's the crazy weight differential. They'll get like
Pride.
Yeah, they'd have like the guy who was like 180 versus the 500-pound guy.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff was crazy, and you'd think it would
only in Japan.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna introduce you to King Cobra's lady here. I'm gonna play the intro again though because it's great. Here we go.
That's that.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
That's from his one freak out where he was like blackout drunk, and he broke a cigarette, and that was his reaction to breaking a cigarette.
I just realized that his girlfriend was dancing and like just dancing in the background at that one point. I didn't notice it the first time around.
All methed out.
Yeah.
Methica.
Yeah. Methica.
Yeah. I also queued up my favorite King Cobra soundbite. Here it is.
Hey, make that white stuff come out again.
I love it. All right. Let's see what she does here. Sometimes her streams, there she is.
Ooh.
She's a handsome woman.
Damn it, I went upstairs and I still forgot to grab my bra.
She looks well rested.
I still forgot to grab my stupid bra. Oh my god. I need to go get it.
See, when she streams on YouTube, she gets hundreds of viewers, but all of them hate her. So now she's been streaming on Instagram to try and, because she used to just stream to like 12 people like she is here.
Yeah.
So she's kind of made the move to get, I think she's found out that more attention from this audience is not good for her.
I look sexy. I don't feel sexy right now, but
you are to
I'm
Josh.
gonna try to in a little bit.
He wants you to.
Hey, make that white stuff come out again.
For myself, of course, and for Josh.
I want to find. Okay, hold on. I gotta skip ahead. This is. Okay, now she's out.
I'll have to send those to Josh. He loves African Grays.
I heard there was
for Prime shipping because I
heard there was a part where she drinks tequila in this, and it gets weird. I just want to see. She eats a sandwich. All right, yeah, I'm skipping to. Yeah,
a raptor.
Oh yeah, and there is a piece of trash roaming around.
Oh,
fucking
man.
Mike.
Okay, here we go.
I fucking complain that time fucking day we.
All right. Did she already drink the tequila? Did I miss that part? Hold on. Something else happened. Hold on, I missed something. Where's the part where she drinks the tequila?
I'm gonna put you guys back in.
Did I miss it?
Oh, everyone
I'm
wishing
sad
me
now. Huh, I don't know. I guess I missed the tequila part. Who cares?
Hunger for it later. Because I cannot waste this thing. It was freaking expensive, but oh my god, delicious. And oh, it's cold outside. I wish Josh was here with me. Yeah, you guys needed air, all right. I am fucking cold.
I heard she was freaking out in the last video. Sorry, I'm skipping around to try and find the good part.
All good.
All right.
All good.
Somewhere else.
I heard her starting to freak out here, so I guess we'll see what she does. She's like in a loading dock behind a building.
Why do people have to trash everything up? It's like, seriously.
By the way, she trashed Josh's apartment. She like broke a window and did all that. Yeah.
Is there videos of them together?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was a bunch of videos of them together, and they would fight.
I would very much like to see their interactions.
Oh my god. Let me hold on. I'll try to find something.
I don't understand it.
I hear geese.
Murder hawks. I hate geese.
I've been charged. Like I've been charged by a few geese before.
Yeah, man, they're more terrifying than like bears.
Walmart. Oh.
Where's the part where she starts screaming?
Just a little one. Here. I know they're trying to block too because that thing is freaking big and bulbous. I don't know. I kind of feel like they look like that a little bit. Okay, where's this big ass tree that was calling me over to it? That sounds like a cardinal.
Oh, here it is.
That's pretty. It's been able to grow. That's where the person lives. Shit, I don't want to like encroach on their space.
Imagine Jessica going on one of Elise's live streams.
That would be insane. That would be so crazy. I don't even know if I could handle it. I heard she was yelling at
today.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like, all right, he's looking for it now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is the tequila
okay,
part.
I got you. You're welcome.
That was not bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a. I was telling them earlier, like I used to say I love tequila, but then like I'm like I feel like I was like lying to myself. But no, that wasn't bad at all.
So I'm gonna try the plain one.
Okay.
Let me try the plain one.
So she's like sipping.
I know sometimes
It's like a sampler.
That sounds. That's like the plain one. And sting. Oh.
Oh, here we go. Somebody called while she was.
She was
Oh,
doing
really?
her stream.
Okay.
Tequila.
Yeah.
These are triple distilled.
Okay.
Agave.
One of my friends wants me to do this on Instagram and telling me to. She wants to find a new one, so I'm guessing like she might have.
Oh, you're good. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Yeah.
So
which one? The most popular one is this the Mojito. The last two bottles. The second was a Reposado.
All right.
And then there's the plain Flosser.
And you said you get to.
Pepper.
Does she get kicked out or what?
It's very clear. All right.
And you said you get to try all of them. I'm doing it.
Oh yes.
Every time they do this, they never have tequila.
I've never.
Oh yes, baby.
I've never. It's not bad. Yeah, so that's like the plain.
Hello. So there's a person on the phone that's saying he is your parole officer, and I am.
Oh my God! So someone called claiming to be her parole officer. That's what that was. That's crazy.
That's funny.
And now she's about to freak the fuck out. She goes outside.
Lucky I fucking day when she bumped into me had to fucking open her rude fucking mouth because I didn't say a motherfucking word and she wants to embarrass me in front of the whole fucking store? You want to fucking embarrass me like that? Oh, because she's determined! She's determined! She's fucking determined to do something! Someone's always determined to do something to me. Oh no, like I'm always like, oh, it's always me. Oh, you let like a real like killer just literally walk by my. Oh, everyone's always determined to do something to me. Okay, well, you're lucky I didn't fucking complain the first time because I kept the fucking receipt. You're fucking lucky. You're lucky I didn't fucking complain that time you bumped into me and you fucking talked back to me with your smart mouth. And now I'm gonna fucking complain. You want to put me on blast like that when I. Oh my God, you people are so moronic. If you only had a brain. If you only motherfucking had a brain. If you only motherfucking had a brain. Oh, but she was determined. She's determined to get me out of the fucking store, not doing a fucking tasting. Oh, because she's treated me like shit before. She just bumped into me a fucking week or so ago and fucking said some shit.
And there are the geese.
I didn't say anything.
Murder hawks.
And she's fucking lucky I didn't say anything.
I'll get back to this in a moment. You said you wanted to see. This is still up. So here's one of their.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Joshy's here. Yo, why is my hair like this? No, that's not a hairstyle I like. What, fourth?
Who's that? What the hell is that dude?
He's like, I don't know where he came from exactly, but he is some guy that was in the area that was hanging out with them. Yeah.
Okay.
He would, and I. Are you all right, Joshy?
Mm-hmm.
What's that thought on your brain?
The what?
What's on your brain?
Nothing.
All right.
She's giving him the stare down.
I was asleep before I stopped over here. I think I'm going to get back here soon, but...
Oh,
and when she's around, he's always fucked up. Like he took pills that she gave him or something. He is like really out of it all the time.
No, I'm all right. I just got my tummy.
Then there was a point where she was sitting on the couch like they are right now, streaming, and she just gets up and you can see their shadows having sex. Like, yeah, you could tell what was going on, but all you could see was shadows. Yeah.
Be settle down for dinner. I think I'm just going to leave it at that.
Sounds groovy, dude.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Anytime, thank you.
We're all here for Josh. I fucking love Josh. He's my goddamn. We're all, bitch. Why the fuck do you think I'm here for Josh? Why the fuck do you think he's here for Josh?
You're my homie.
We're all, well, yes, I'm a friend of yours too, but you knew Josh before me. Josh is the fucking...
It's weird to see him from this angle because it's usually his computer is where you see him, you know?
Yeah.
So it's weird to see from behind and you get to see this wall, his collection of empty liquor bottles.
Yeah, that says a lot about him.
I did that when I was like 20, 21 years old, you know?
Man, Josh is the goddamn handsome devil. I can sit next to Josh, but I'd literally have to sit on his lap, and I don't mind sitting on his lap, and I was definitely sitting on his lap earlier.
She doesn't want to get in trouble for sexual content on YouTube.
No, I'm not sitting on Aaron's lap. I'll sit on Josh's. Thank you. Josh, he's my man.
I want to get to the part where they fight.
Joshy. Hold on.
I'll use it.
Okay.
Oh, it's got bacon. I'm gonna tell you. Can you let me explain? Because that's clean. This is already dirty. This has bacon grease on it in it, and it will fit it perfectly. I know you're not, baby. Look at me. I don't care what you do, Josh. Look at me, Josh. I'm not Joshing.
I was gonna say you were telling me.
I know.
So what's with the tone in your voice? It's all good.
Joshy, there's no tone in my voice.
It's all good, man.
Joshy.
What?
First of all, I know, but first of all, Joshy.
This is where they start.
I'm just
it
saying,
gets
Josh,
heated.
this is already dirty.
Yeah,
and it's ready to go. It's got bacon grease. You love bacon. Like, what do you
Yes, I do like this.
I don't care what you do, Josh. This is your fucking place at the end of the day. I'm just saying, this is already ready to go. I've literally cleaned it out. I don't care what the fuck you do at the end of the day. I don't care what you do. You have 2 of those are yours. 2 of them are mine. I don't care what you do. I'm just saying, this is already ready to go. I cleaned that out for you. Like, why dirty 2 things?
I'm not, okay, why are you accusing me of looking for a fight on wrongdoing and asking questions?
And I'm asking questions too, Josh,
Yeah,
so
we're
don't accuse me.
We're both not fighting, so please quit not accusing each other of fighting.
I'm
That's all
not.
I'm asking.
Why are you doing this to me? I'm not angry. Stop.
I'm just asking a question.
I'm not angry.
Tonight you have accused me of something, but I say one little thing and don't assume me. I'm not. Stop.
I didn't say anything. I was just rolling my eyes. Well, you don't take this attitude like it's somehow my fault. I didn't accuse you of anything.
You're literally accusing me of things I haven't done.
You're sitting there attacking me for no reason, all because I want to cook it.
How have I attacked you?
I can easily wash it if I agree.
How have I attacked you? I said cook it the way you want. How is that me attacking you? Then can you please not say?
Oh yeah, she starts like she starts like hitting herself.
Herself?
Yeah, you hear that?
So should I start hitting myself all over again?
No, because I won't solve anything.
So please, why are you doing this to me?
I'm not doing anything to you. I'm not doing a fucking thing to you, Jessica. You are overreacting.
I said you could do whatever you fucking want!
And I appreciate that. I don't know why you're getting mad. I really
Because you keep talking shit about me and making
I'm not
stuff
talking shit
up.
about you. I'm not talking shit about you. Could you please
You
stop?
made stuff about me. I'm gonna start recording because you made stuff about me twice.
You're recording right now. What do you mean you're going to start recording? That's why this is out there. So yeah, that's what they're like together.
All right. Loving, caring, emotionally connected. I like it.
And this went on all night, and I believe this is part of the reason why he got kicked out.
Oh.
Yeah, because she was screaming. It goes on for a while. It went on for a long time.
Jeez.
Yeah. And she was like slapping herself. She said it was her slapping herself. So that's just crazy.
Whatever you got to do to win an argument.
It's like something a toddler would do.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think if you gotta go, it's cool. I'm probably gonna go for a little bit longer than the usual run time. I think we got you on the schedule again coming up here too.
Yeah, I think Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
Saturday, man.
Yep.
Hopefully at that point the Canucks will be playing a new team for me. So.
Oh yeah. I went to one Canucks game ever.
Really?
Yeah, I saw Columbus Blue Jackets play in Vancouver.
That makes sense.
And the Blue Jackets won, and they were not supposed to, and there was like 3 Blue Jackets fans there, including myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happens.
Yeah. So, you got anything going on your podcast anytime soon? Is there like when you guys do your episodes?
They come out on for everyone else. They come out on Monday. Early release for supporters is Sunday.
Cool.
Or earlier. I don't know. Let Scott do it. And then we record. I mean, usually we do Thursday or Friday. I think this week. I don't know what we're doing this week because Scoot's got very important plans all week that I'm not allowed to tell anybody about. So
okay. Yeah. Now the curiosity is endless, but yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you later.
Oh, sure,
I don't want to tell everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't get to know.
You might get mad at me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Well, it was great to have you on, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, later.
Talk to you soon.
See you soon. And now I'll just switch back to all right. We are going to switch to this view. Yeah, it was a fun time having him on. It's always cool to have someone new on, even though he's been on before, but mostly new. All right, let's get back to this other thing here. Please like the stream. Please make sure you're still subscribed. You know, I have another channel because I watch YouTube on my TV, and I have my TV has its own YouTube account, you know, that's independent from anything else that I do. And I got unsubscribed from this channel on my other account. I didn't unsubscribe. So YouTube just unsubscribes people. Isn't that a website that's broken? You know, like, should it work that way? Should you ever get unsubscribed without you choosing to do it? That doesn't make any sense to me, but what do I know?
And when I mean that, I mean on a fucking survey, goddamn receipt thing. But now I am fucking embarrassed. No, I'm fucking embarrassed now. Why do women always treat me like fucking shit? They're so determined to always do something to me.
What, she muted now? Yeah, Jessica will sue everybody. She will sue you all into oblivion. Is she muted now?
Sometimes doesn't.
All right. No, this was not an idle account. This account, I play the streams on that account on my TV all the time. So it's not idle. People make it, I'm not picking on you, Garrick, directly. I'm just saying people are always like, well, I think YouTube does this because of this good reason. But no, this account subscribed, had the bell, and the videos are played on that account all the time. Like if I want to go back and watch something from a previous show, I'll do it on that account more often than not. So it was definitely not idle at all. It gets used all the time. Like I had an account that I use all the time that interacts with this channel all the time, like randomly unsubscribed from it.
Yes, she works there. No, and she bumped into me one time because you know how sometimes doesn't matter where you are, like you're like playing chicken with someone. It's like
yes, I have the YouTube app on a TV, and I watch YouTube on my TV a lot of times.
they're trying to go one way.
Why is that hard to understand?
So like you're like trying to avoid them. Like we're doing that, and she fucking bumped into me, and then
I have a YouTube app on my TV that has its own account signed into it that's not related to this account in any way. It's like it's its own separate account. And I have things I like to watch on YouTube while I'm just hanging out at home that I'm subscribed to through that account. But one of the things is this channel, and it got randomly unsubscribed.
She said some shit one day, and she's fucking lucky I didn't say nothing to her. And then she just comes up to me and treats me like fucking that in front of a whole fucking store staring at me. Do you not have any couth? Do you not have any, like, fucking, like, discretion? Like, hello? Do you, hello? Do you not know how to speak to people?
I do that to pad the views. The most that would add would be, like, 3 or 4 views. If I did that on every device I had, it wouldn't pad them very well.
Oh, you just want to blast your fucking mouth to the whole fucking store like a dumb hoe bag. First off, cunt, fuck. More.
If you don't get notified, maybe like resubscribe. Maybe try like resubscribing and making sure the notifications are checked. Like if you're someone who's been subscribed for years, maybe try doing that. I don't know.
On, bitch. I don't have a parole officer, but you want to believe some troll ass fucking shit. You're a moron. I'm going to fucking report you now. Okay, thank you. I'm going to report you for fucking embarrassing me in front of a whole fucking store.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, have a nice day. Oh, that's hilarious. I wish I could treat people like that if I had a job. You know, if I did that, I'd be fired on the fucking spot.
If I had a job. You can't get fired. You can't get fired.
But I love how people can just automatically assume and think they know every fucking thing about me when they don't know fucking shit.
Wow, this is such a meltdown, and she's out in public right now doing this. I'm a paying customer there, and you don't have the fucking decency to talk to me like a
in private, you want to make my shout out business like that in front of everyone? That's not even true. And then, oh, have a nice day.
I guess they were right to kick you out because this is just terrible.
First of all, if I had a fucking parole officer, why would they be watching my Instagram, you moron? And second of all, if I had a fucking parole officer, do you think I'd be that stupid to be on fucking Instagram showing me taking shots of tequila? Do you have a fucking brain? The answer, no, you don't. You do not have a fucking brain. You do not get to pass. Where are the people with the motherfucking brains that have the thoughts in their brains, that use their brains?
What a great song. Somebody has to put that to music. What about Walnut Grove? Don't they do a lot of the remixes? Get on that.
I'm doing a fucking taste testing and you want to fucking come up and embarrass me like this? You think so you're calling me retarded, bitch, because you think if I actually had a parole officer, I would be that motherfucking retarded to record it. Lord help me.
I mean, you do record everything. You record fights with your parents.
She's lucky I didn't report her that one fucking night she bumped into me talking
Report her.
shit.
I'm going to report her. She is like ultra Karen.
But that's, I'm...
By the way, if you're out there and you want to toss us a couple bucks to get us a little closer to our weekly goal, it's pinned at the top of the chat. We're at 16.78%. That's pretty good for the first show of the week.
Jesus Christ.
Maximum Karen.
Why are you up on the building? I've never seen a goose up on a fucking building. What are you
They can fly? It's easy for them to get on a building. What are you talking about?
doing up there?
It flew up there? What? This is such a weird shift in what she's saying. Geese can fly.
Hey. 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 What are you doing up there? Are you on the lookout?
This is such a weird change in her mood.
What are you doing? You look cute. What are you doing? Yes. What are you doing up there? Huh? You're adorable. You're adorable. Yeah. Oh, that's too cute. I've never seen a goose up on a building. That's funny.
It's not that weird of a thing.
Oh, she bumped into me before and then said some shit. I can't remember what she said, but it was like, dude, you didn't have to, you could have just said like, excuse me or sorry. Those were not the words she said. She's a fucking rude cunt, man. You have no decency or like common courtesy to come at me like, you want to embarrass me in front of a whole store, really. Oh, I have my receipt. I better have my receipt in here.
I have no idea. What does your receipt have to do with that?
I better look right now. I better have my fucking receipt. Because I am not happy. business, and that is not her job or fucking business either. That is, and I was gonna say that either. That is not her fucking job or goddamn fucking business. Okay, yeah, I'm on a fucking list. Sure, that's your fucking thing. Okay.
What? But yeah, I don't think it's the job of people at a store to enforce someone's parole if they get a random phone call. But yeah, I guess they were just like, oh, this bitch is crazy, kick her out.
You never had a problem selling to me before that, did you? So, in my words, I think you should be a mind reader, and you should already know if I would have been on a list or not. Because you never checked me on a list before, so why do I have to be checked now? Oh, just because you want to believe some random shit? Oh, I should have fucking shamed her. I should have fucking shamed her when I was in there. Don't worry, I got my fucking receipt. I don't know her name, but I know she's got fucking piercings all over her face. They'll figure her out.
Oh, yeah? Was that the end? No, but it froze up.
This girl is like fucking dits for brains. So I already have a problem with her, and then you want to fucking embarrass me? Okay, I gotcha.
There has to be a meltdown on every stream that she does. Do you notice this?
Then that's not your fucking job. You're not a fucking, and you're so dumb. If I had a parole officer, why would I be doing this to myself? Oh my God. And really, parole officers have time to watch Instagrams? Oh my God, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know they had time for all that. They really are looking out for me, man. Shit. What about all that?
All right, I'm going to watch some more of this. I'm going to step away for just a moment here. Let me get something really quick. Better not go live, boy. All right. All right. I will be back in just a moment here. All right, I'm back. All right, let's watch some more of this.
Alcoholics on the street and stuff. Man, why don't they have parole officers looking out for them every time they want a bottle? Shit. God, that makes no sense. That That makes no sense. Why don't they have
It makes no
officers looking
sense,
out
but
for
you
them
shouldn't react
that?
like this.
No, your name's on the list. Your name's on the list. You can't do that. Stop. She thinks she's some fucking vigilante, bitch. Shut up. Oh, whatever. Well, that's what she said. So I'll add it to I'll add it to my statement in my little survey response. Because I've never heard of that in my life. And whose job is it for them to dictate who drinks or not on some lister? No, I'll put that in the...
I've never heard of that. Is that an actual thing?
These people are ridiculous the way she just treated me. Oh, have a nice day. Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm here, dude. I'm here. That's all I can say.
Jessica should have pulled a Cobes and tell them, leave me alone, I'm autistic. And that her poozy stank like a moldy baconator.
Exactly.
She's already lucky I did not complain when she... I don't care if you bump into me. It's what her snarky freaking response to me when she bumped into me. All she had to do was say, my bad, excuse me, sorry, whatever. So...
Now she's at what, like Target or Walmart?
No, I'm going to do a survey on her for embarrassing me.
A survey with who?
And trying to basically kick me out of the store for believing some troll stuff.
That is stupid, though.
All I had was 3 shots of tequila. As far as I know, it was 3... Oh, uh-oh, someone dropped something. As far as I know, it was just 3 shots of tequila.
Like a
They weren't
cop
even full
won't
shots.
call you. They'll come down.
And she's trying to kick me out of there, saying some parole officers, whatever. And that, oh, they have a list of names and stuff. Okay, I'm sure you do, baby. I'm sure you do.
That's stupid.
Yeah, you have a list of names, all right. Yeah, you got a list of names, all right. After you embarrass me. No, you didn't have to sign up at all. You didn't have to sign up. They said there's a parole officer that's watching me drink tequila, saying I'm not allowed to drink tequila or purchase any because these people are stupid.
That is dumb. Like, I hate to agree with her, but that is dumb that they thought that they would listen to that. It's not their job to, like, enforce someone's parole.
These people are dumb, and she's a moron. So they have orange. I could do like a green and orange Cobra. They don't have yellow right now. That sucks. No, it is stupid. Like, oh, you're some vigilante. You're going to save one person from... Okay, well, baby doll, I already bought my alcohol and I opened it. So what are you going to do? Oh, and look, they do have totes. So like $3.47. $3.47, I could do a fucking Cobra. I think I should be able to do a 12 by 12 Cobra on that. That's fucking cool. I should get at least one of these. A drawstring bag, apron. Oh, they got a 3-pack canvas tote. Oh, there are 3 different. Oh, they got. It would be nice if they were all white. Yeah, Coraline, I'm at Walmart.
Bzz, bzz.
I don't even know if that's the same Coraline, because I know I modded one earlier, so... I'm stressed out now. These people are so dumb. Leave me alone. I'm not harming anybody. So yeah, 1 pack for $3.47. I could do that big ass Cobra.
All right, let's see. Is there anything else?
Oh, they have apricot. I'm already on glow in the dark.
Oh, so that was the only good part. That was the only good part. Yeah, shit. All right. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to wrap it up. I was going to go later, but, you know, probably, you know, you'll see me again in the near future. Probably do like a stream on Wednesday night, and then the usual Thursday stream, and then we got Saturday coming up. So there's there'll be a lot of streams coming up here. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see all you guys next time. Have a good one.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.